Welcome back, everyone, to the Pylon Show. Thank you all for joining us for episode 131. My name is Artosis, and once again, I will be your APOP hostess. Joining me today are 7 other incredible StarCraft 2 streamers and Up a Tree Zelda. Let's go ahead, before we get into the event that we're doing tonight, let's go ahead and introduce everybody. I'll start with the casters that we have tonight. We've got joining me, Chicken Man and Pig. How are you guys doing? Fantastic to see you guys again. Hope you're doing well.
I'm very excited for some memes and some dreams.
There will be both of those here tonight. Pig, I'm not sure if is muted or not, but
there we go.
Fantastic.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Found the button. I was gonna say I already feel like some dreams have been kind of butchered because Chicken Man in that promo photo, you were looking absolutely fly. Those eyes looked into my soul, and I feel like my dreams are already like coming to fruition and being broken at the same time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I actually put every ounce of energy, like life energy I have into that photo. And I don't have any left. So I'm running on empty at this point.
That's okay, Chicken Man. You can just stand there looking beautiful and leave the talking to Pig and I, and you'll be the face for us tonight. Let's go ahead. We'll introduce our teams. I think they've come up with some team names. There's a whole bunch of chatter about that while we were getting everything set up, but I'll just go ahead. And why don't we start with Blue Team is what we were calling you guys. Why don't you introduce yourselves? Welcome back, everybody. So I think that's, we've got Up a Trees, no, Blue Team. Who is Blue Team? You guys have changed the names so much now. I'm confused who's on what team anymore. So no, Blue Team, we've got Neuro, we've got Nina, and we've got Up a Tree Zelda. Do you guys have a name for your team tonight?
Do you guys
prismatically aligned?
No, we were the Void Race.
Oh, we're not Team Void Ray?
Oh,
that's us.
Okay, we'll be the Void Rays.
Yes, we are the Void Race.
And Cobra Venom or some magical person was nice enough to have our cam portraits outlined with the team that we're on. I don't know if anyone noticed that.
Right, yeah.
Nice detail.
It's just phenomenal. It's so we can keep track of all of you. Well, fantastic to see you all. Thank you guys for joining us, which means that over on the red team, we have, of course, got Juggernaut, Jason, Vibe, and Zerg Girl. Thanks, guys, for joining us. How are you guys doing tonight? Do you guys have a team name for us besides the red team?
I think we're the Void Race.
Yeah, it's the...
Okay.
They tried to copy us. But,
yeah,
you know, we got it first.
No, that was our idea. You joined
that
the call
was
late.
absolutely
I don't think so.
my idea.
No, I don't think so.
I'm not a real streamer, apparently. So, like, I get to be the name guy. We took the Void Race. Pick your own damn name.
Whatever your guys' team name is, thank you for joining us tonight. We have got an incredible show planned out. We're going to be playing in a very interesting type of Archon tournament, Archon relay race. Why don't I just go over the basic rules so that everyone understands the gist of what we're trying to accomplish tonight. So we've split up our players into the 2 teams, the Void Rays and Prismatically Aligned, I suppose. And they are going to be playing Archon mode. The only twist to this, though, is that only one player is going to be able to play at a time. So there's only going to be one active player per team. And every 2 minutes, that active player has to change. So we're going to pause the game every 2 minutes on the dot. And you guys have to swap in another one of your teammates to take over. So there are some more minute rules so that we could try to make sure nobody could gamify the system. You cannot start 2 games in a row, so you have to start different players for each game. You have to change your race as well between games. So if you start as Zerg, you have to go to Terran or Protoss the game after that, and then play the 3rd race on the 3rd match. Once you've played all 3, you can go back to the list, but you need to try to play a unique race for every game. You can't just play the 3 and then play Protoss for every game after that, or however much you might want to do that with our Protoss themed names. So at this part's not too bad, not too confusing. So every 2 minutes you have to swap in a new player, and you need to do that until all 3 players on your team have played, and then that essentially resets. So just as a for instance, you could start the game with Juggernaut Jason, go to Vibe taking over at minute 2, and then Zerg Girl from minute 4. And then once Zerg Girl's 2 minutes are up, you could start back with whoever you want. Zerg Girl could go for the next 2 minutes, or you could go for Vibe, or you could go for Jason. That part doesn't matter. We'll leave that up to you all. I don't think I've missed anything there. Do you guys understand the rules? Do you have any questions? I know it's a little weird.
Literally just don't, same player don't play twice in a row, and don't play the same race twice in a row. It's pretty much
Do
it,
mech
right?
and bio count as different races?
No, they don't.
That's
As
a
much as they might.
philosophical question, my dude. That's too big a deal.
We can't get into that tonight. Maybe a different pylon show that can be the topic.
That's
okay.
different.
Yeah, so that's a good brief description. Don't play the same race twice in a row, and the same player can't play twice in a row. So that's quite an easy way to go about it. But you need to cycle as many of the races and as many of the players as you can. If anyone else have questions before we get started, I can't actually even see you guys. I don't have my own channel open, so
It's a non-smoking property. Excuse me.
You have some happy buddies outside giving you some fresh air. Sounds about right.
They just emailed everyone a notice like 2 days ago.
Come on, man. This smells of sabotage. This reeks of sabotage, in fact.
I paid someone to stand outside of his house.
It's probably red team.
Wait, why
you're on my team?
He's on your
Why?
team. What are you doing?
Isn't it because nicotine is a performance enhancer? Like, that's why.
Oh,
It's not.
okay. I see.
We have to perform drug tests.
All the players
maybe
here
Jason
are
does.
clean except Jason.
Oh, jeez. Let's not get into that. Oh my god. So the first map pick is going to be determined by a coin flip, and then from then on, the losing team will be able to determine the next map. We do have the maps we did post to you guys. I'll go over them again here. It is 2,000 Atmospheres, Romanticide, Lightshade, Beckett, Blackburn, Oxide, Joggernautha, and then we threw in some kickers. We're going to also include Purity and Industry, Everdream, and Abyssal Reef. So whoever wins the coin toss that we're going to do here in just a bit, their team can pick whichever map they want to. After the map has been picked, you guys can determine what race that you want to play in secret, as well as what player you want to start the game in secret as well. And we'll announce both of those together so that there's no advantage to either team. Sound fair? I think that sounds pretty fair.
Sounds like the dream.
Sounds like the dream. Well, unless I missed anything, I think we should be good to go and get this underway. Cobra, can we do the coin flip? And we'll do team prismatic alignment as heads. Why not? Is that good with you guys?
I kind of wanted heads.
You want heads?
Yeah.
Is there? Okay, all right. We'll do the void rays our heads then.
Better not screw us, Jason.
It's always heads, dude. Like almost 50% of the time is heads.
Almost.
Flip it.
Almost 50% of the time.
Yeah, let's. Yes. All right.
Shit.
We are the champions, my friend. So we get map pick?
Yeah, so you guys will get map pick, but oh yeah, you can announce the map pick here if you want to, and then we'll split you guys between your channels, and we'll be able to listen into you guys as you play every now and again, as we want to. You're not going to be live audio all the time, so keep it TOS, keep it TOS. So they're just, I think, figuring out the map pick still. Did anyone practice for this out of curiosity? I'm just purely curious.
Every day.
Everyone, every day? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, every day is practice for this.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Living on the ladder.
30,000 games.
Most of you all play on the NA ladder, right? So you're used to the shit show. So
Yep.
I've technically been preparing for 11 years now, so I think I'm good here.
It's the culmination of your preparation.
Fair enough. I think they're almost done. Maybe. And once a map's been picked, yeah, we can open it up If you guys want to join the StarCraft 2 channel, I think we posted in each of your guys' team chats. We can just get that underway, so we can invite you all to the game after. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out between everyone.
It's going to be extremely ridiculous.
It will be.
In the best possible way.
Yeah, I'm here. I see Chicken Man's here. I do see Pig as well. We're all here.
Nice.
I literally just got in there.
So we should go to blue team chat now, so they don't snipe our
Yeah,
chat.
what's the map pick
Yeah.
so that we can have the other team figure out who they want to start and what race they want to play. What's the map that you guys determined?
Purity and industry.
All right, starting it off with a spicy one. So we're gonna start it on purity and industry. Yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll put you guys in each of your channels. I think you can just click them so it is incorrectly labeled blue team, red team.
Okay, bye.
But if you could go over there, that'd be great, and we'll get it started.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
The lobby link, if I'm...
All right. I think so. So while we wait for Team Void Rays to determine what race and who's starting, any predictions from you guys? Do we have any thoughts to what team might look a little stronger, or any ideas, Chicken Man, Pig?
It's incredibly difficult to predict this kind of thing because I feel like it's super race dependent. It also depends though on how meany they're feeling.
I think you give Nina some blink stalkers and she'll kill everybody. Like Nina's micros, the one thing you just got to worry about here. Like, yeah, if she gets the right unit set, I mean, Vibe and Jason are both high level players. Jason especially very high level. But can he deal with Nina's micro? She's the most tilting player to play against. Her blink stalkers are just out of this world. So can she do the same thing with Zerg units though? You know, A move armies, like that's not really Nina's jam. So it kind of depends what army she gets given.
So what it sounds like is they just need to try and get the proper units to Nina in like an appropriate amount of time, and they should be a shoo-in.
Yeah.
But that does require Neuro and Sal in order to actually macro properly and then not die while everything else is going on. That's going to be a big factor. Nina might be an insane micro player and macro player at that, but if they take the risk and they don't start her with Protoss, I think that it could possibly blow up in their face if the other team tries to go for maybe something cheesy or a bit more aggressive than they're used to.
Don't you think, by the way, Vibe and Jason are both just like the most defensive macro-oriented players in the world? So they're both going to want to just like build planetaries or like spines and infestors and stuff. And like, I mean, Zergirl's pretty aggressive as well. So I kind of want to see like Vibe just build workers and then her like try to like attack whenever. And Vibe will be like, no, don't attack. And Jason's like, yeah, we need 27 orbital command centers before we can move out. Like, I want there to be a bit of a clash because Zergirl's a bit more aggressive than those two.
Yeah, I think there's definitely going to be, and as if we did it on purpose, we wanted to make sure they could all talk to each other during the actual game. Whether that's going to help them or hurt them, who knows? But it should be an interesting one.
I think Team Void Rays is a little bit more well balanced. I feel like through the races, whereas I feel like Team Void Ray. Wait. Prismatic Alignment.
Wait, is Prismatic Alignment blue?
So Prismatic Alignment is blue, and if you want to, guys, listen. Let's make a choice here. Are we gonna call them those names, or are we just gonna say Team Red, Team Blue?
I think Team Red, Team Blue is fine.
Okay,
that's probably the easier way to go about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you have more specific strengths on Team Blue, and Team Red's going to be a lot more well-rounded.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think really what I'm hoping because Sal goes mega tryhard in these sort of things, right? But he's going to get super tilted when Nina and Neuro go in different directions. So I'm hoping for a bit of a personal clash and battle there. And then Nina is very, very good and she'll try to work. But as soon as the game gets competitive, her competitive urges are going to take over. And she's going to be like, just give me control. She's going to be like, stop messing everything up, guys. Just, oh my God, what are you doing? You know? Oh my God. I'm so
Like there's
keen.
going to be
I'm
a lot
so
of
keen.
learning in game one. You know, game one's going to be figuring out how to make this work.
Yeah.
Especially on this crazy of a map. I mean, Purity and Industry is already kind of a meme. Like the only game I can think of I remember on this map is SOS going like early carriers. I don't think I saw a normal game on this map when it was in the pool. So I
Yeah.
feel like there's going to be a
Okay.
lot of learning for the players on this one.
So
I
I
want to see
have
some of
some.
that gold base action. That'd be sick.
Oh, that would be insane. I have some information, and hopefully our observer Kata, who's joining us today as well, helping us out. He might be able to set the teams up a bit easier. So Team Blue is going to be starting. Let's see. Going to be starting Nina, and I believe it's. You know what? Let me confirm Team Blue because they didn't really say it outright. Team Red, I know for sure. They're starting Terran, and they're going to start with Jason.
Okay. Cool. Get the early macro set up going and kind of go forward from there. But
Try to build a solid foundation and hope that the other two players can lock it in the rest of the way.
I feel like it's kind of wasted though. First 2 minutes only. It's like, I don't know, man.
Well,
Yeah, and you come back at 6 minutes though. So I feel like that's going to be strong.
Come back at 6. Yeah.
I don't know. I think I would rather throw him in at like maybe the 3-4 minute period or the 5-6 minute period, you know, up to 6 minutes. I think one of those is like real crucial build order territory, whereas like the first 2 minutes I'm like, anyone can build a depot, a barracks, and a command center. Come on.
Okay, and then Team 2 is starting Nina, and it's going to be Protoss. That is how we're starting it. Looks like we might be running into a bit of a pickle, though. It looks like there's an observer cap for this. We do have quite a lot of people observing. So... Yeah, that could be...
I can hop out and watch off there.
Okay, yeah, if that works, that would be good.
Cool.
All right, so we should be getting started pretty soon then, and we're all going to be watching the same observer anyways, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. I gotta say, I am very excited to see how well this works or how horribly this goes.
It's going to be hard to judge. Like, are we going to compare this to an average MMR between the players kind of game, just like a normal 1v1? It's going to be a little weird with like pauses and things like that too. I honestly don't know what to expect.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a weird one for sure. Yeah, the pausing every 2 minutes. I think that's gonna actually fly by from the players' perspectives. I feel like think about 2 minutes when you're playing like I play Zerg, right? You're barely droning up your natural at that point. Like nothing has happened.
2 minutes is like what's that, like 3 cycles of injects or something? It's just nothing. But then all of a sudden, that's going to be an ending battle, too. You know, like that final moment is going to happen in 2 minutes.
Yeah, there's going to be some awkward switches. I actually think they've both totally messed up because we've got strongest players of both sides starting and picking their best race to start. I feel like they should have saved their best race for after they've kind of this should be the training wheels game, right? They should be figuring out the swaps and the technique and stuff. So I think they should have gone with one of like the weaker races of the players in the game, that sort of thing.
You know what? Maybe they just want to get a moral victory like right out of the gate, you know? Do their best to just like hopefully crush this first game.
Yep, I think that's what they're going for. Typical mistake, stepping into deep territory. They're gonna get wrecked, dude. It's gonna be good. No, it's good because both sides will be doing it. I honestly, I mean, this is just gonna be funny because, like, okay, thinking about everyone's off races, I don't think any of these players is an especially powerful off race player in terms of like compared to their main being super duper close to it. I think they've all dabbled. Obviously, Jason is becoming a Protoss player, right? But they're starting with Terran, aren't they? So
Okay, it looks
Just-
like there has been a swap or miscommunication. They're actually going to start Zerg. So maybe they are maybe they are
Ooh.
taking your advice to heart. And they're
Okay.
going to be starting Zerg Girl by the look of it.
Smart. I like that choice. But yeah, we'll see how they do with it. Jason's pretty bad with Zerg, isn't he? I think he has like a deep
I
hatred of
think
the bugs.
I think he's around 5K. He did off race it at one point. I think he's around 5K with that as well, but I don't know how often he's been playing Zerg.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's been losing his shame pieces at a time, been playing Protoss for a while now.
Yeah.
All right, I think we are
Ooh.
ready. Getting 6 players to all agree to actually start the game is actually kind of hard. But yeah, I think we're ready to roll. Let's go ahead and get this one started up here. Kat, I think that's you. And we're off to the game. Game 1, starting with Zerg Girl, playing Zerg for Team... I'm still getting them mixed up. Team Red. And this is not going to help that they've actually changed their colors.
Oh, why would they do that to us?
I don't know.
Oh my
They're
god.
absolute sadists.
Oh no.
What absolute clowns. Oh my god.
I just noticed that.
That's so rude.
So, yeah.
All right.
I mean,
that's something.
pink ones do go faster. That is a saying that, you know, if you've got to get your Zergling run-bys in, you want to have not just metabolic boost, but pink metabolic boost Zerglings are known to be the most powerful. So I can understand you don't want to let them get ahead of you with that color advantage. So red versus pink. Thankfully, it's not a mirror matchup. So we've got red team up against pink team. Are we going to call them blue team? I mean, at this point, what do we do?
Man, I just don't know. Team, maybe we could just put their initials down. Pretty easy. JVZ. I don't know. I guess we.
I don't
call
even
Team
know who
Pink
that
for
is.
This one. I guess Nina +2 is the name of the top left corner. So that was originally our Team Blue. Okay, yeah, we need them to change that next time, and that would mean that in our more right corner of the map, we've got the pink team, which of course is starting with Zergirl and Vibe and Juggernaut Jason. Huh. Okay, complicated.
All right, so for anyone just tuning in, this is a relay, by the way. So the players are going to have to swap around just to kind of refresh anyone that's just come in. We've got Archon mode, but only one player hands on the keyboard and mouse at a time, with the exception of you can set up control groups ahead of time if you want to, but you're not allowed to actually give any commands. So we're starting off with, I believe, Zergirl over here in the bottom right and Nina up in the top left. So they're going to have to get their first swap in not too long. It's already a minute 20 in.
Okay. Zerg side looking like we're just going for some standard macro. And Nina is hard at work trying to mineral harass. Only 30 seconds left for Nina to play, though. Then they're going to have to swap in their next player. And
oh
yeah,
man, that's crazy.
Yeah, both teams just kind of going for some standard stuff. Nothing too inventive on the first round yet. We'll save all the memes and the cheese later. But 10 seconds left on this one, and we'll go ahead and pause it at 2 minutes and have them swap.
Okay, so when we do swap around, are we going to be all hopping into their channels and listening at one point, or am I able to like disappear from the call and hop in and listen to them?
You can go in. You can go over there, and hold on, I'm just trying to type this out.
No worries. I kind of want to do some live reporting where I'm just like.
So yes, the idea is that like, later when we want to, we take all 3 casters and myself, and we drop down into that call, and then come back up and listen.
Okay. And are you gonna pick us up and do that, Cobra, or will we kind of sync up?
You have to call for it, and then I'll toss you down there.
Beautiful.
Got it.
It'd help if you also
it looks like
click.
Oh, go ahead. It looks like Jason is at the wheel for Zerg now, and Neuro has taken control for Protoss. Let's see how they're able to follow up on this solid start.
All right. I
This
would
looks
love
extremely standard.
This is super standard. I think they're trying to just play like standard so that everyone can kind of have an idea of what the next thing to do is.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I wonder how much backseating there is going on though. Like I imagine Nina is telling Neuro right now exactly what to do. So do this, do this, do this kind of thing, you know, because she's got the build knowledge there. Meanwhile, Adept's going to come across the map here. Third base goes down in that corner. And this is like a map, remember, there's slow zones between both sides by air. So even though it's very short distance, it takes forever to get there. Adept's going to be pretty well defended here. So Jason's on top of that. And that first Adept is just going to have to get out of there from Europe.
Oh, looks like they might actually lose the Adept. If he doesn't want to complete that shade, I don't think. Okay.
I still think that's going to go down.
I still think it's down.
Second Adept comes in, though.
Oh, and gets immediately cornered. Oh, man. Could you have picked the worst spot to run it into? Taking a whole bunch of damage on it, but ultimately does live at the end. Oh, man.
Those pesky Zergs, A-moving those Zerglings, you know. Neuro getting a little bit of a taste of his own medicine there. Void Ray is going to come across and look for Overlord snipes. So it looks like, yeah, this is like very standard kind of setup with just the 2 gates walling off, Void Rays to kind of control a little bit. Third base for Zerg. I think we're going to see a big build forwards.
All right, 10 seconds left until they have to swap to their third player. I told you guys, this is just going to be so freaking fast that they actually have to swap in.
I think Neuro's going to be very relieved to swap off of Protoss, and Up-a-Tree Zelda's going to not be relieved to be swapping on.
I would
but that means we get Vibe as Zerg right now.
Yeah, they have really gotten Vibe into a good position.
Yeah.
I would love to hear hear what's going on in one of these channels. So if either one of these we can hop in and hear the backseating and stuff, that would be super cool.
Yeah, either one that you can get us into, Cobra, that would just be awesome.
Oh, well, you guys pick.
Let's
which one do you guys think?
Your choice.
Oh, I kind of want to go to. I kind of want to see how Sal is handling.
I think Void Ray's up here. Protoss.
I think Protoss. Yeah. So that would be Team Blue.
We need. Honestly, you could take 2 probes off the gas.
Do I take the back there to the forward or the triangle?
Oh, I would just take the triangle. Especially if you're going Void Rays, like you want to have a triangle because it's easier to get to all 3 bases.
Bro.
Okay.
Third and a pylon at it, probably. It's nice.
Or get the Overlord here.
Okay, you want to get a Forge and a Robo? Unless we just want to make only Void Rays, we can play mono battles too.
No, you can go Carrier.
Yeah, okay. Let's do it.
Yeah, okay.
They didn't build any spores. So greedy.
Do we need to make any ground units at all?
No. Only Void Rays and cannons.
You said that like it was illegal. Like, no. We build Void Rays only.
Once you've committed to the Void Rays, you
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Commit.
Game paused.
All right.
Nina's next.
Feel like I've done a good job carrying us into this space. This is where you go ham.
Good job,
luck.
Sal.
Build some Void Rays.
Game resumed.
And we're back.
Wrong.
Turned.
Hello?
Oh, we accidentally got out.
Okay. There we go.
Hello?
Yeah, it was way too calm. What the heck?
What was that Zen bullshit? This is Nero's influence. Oh,
Yeah.
look at me. I'm calm even when I'm getting
This is-
cheesed on the ladder. This is disgusting. I want to see people shouting at each other. I want them yelling. I want chaos and disorganization. Do you hear Nina? She's like, oh yeah, just you got to take the triangle third. It's easier to defend with the Voiders. I'm like, what is this? This is not what I want at all.
I think
No,
Jeremy is correct. They made Void Rays, so of course they're the calm ones. I didn't think about that, but you know, when you have Void Rays, you're chilling.
That is true, but that does mean that their next 2 games, they are not going to be able to have the safety crutch that is Protoss Void Rays. And at one point, they will have to play Terran, which is good for Sal, probably fine for Nina, but I know for a fact that Neuro's Terran is not up to snuff. It
I
might
mean,
be
good for
difficult.
Sal is still pretty bad for the rest of the team. I think.
Hey man, I saw he hit 5.1k. That's real good.
That's
They're
true.
going for the
Ooh.
brutal. They're going for it.
Yeah, no spores in the main, and I mean those queens just don't do enough DPS.
Can you send us to the other team's channel? Because I feel like that might be a good moment for them.
Oh, mutas though. I love it.
Okay. This just mass void, so this is doable.
And a spawning pool, right? Is it?
Yeah, you got to build a
Understood.
spawning pool again too because it died, so we can make lings. All right, it's about time up almost. Great defense.
Please get it out of here. I don't want to play anymore. It's
I'm so proud of this.
stressful.
You did great.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay.
All right, Kathy, you got this.
Who's next?
Kathy,
Kathy?
you got this. It's just breathe, make your mutas, make those mutas,
Okay, I'm making
and
mutas.
and you're good to go. And then you can also use your good job. I was gonna say you could use the larva at the main because it's now just kind of there.
I threw down 2 extra.
Oh my
yellow
god,
at
you
the
guys are
last second.
you guys are taking 2 more bases as well. I love it. Oh, this is so good.
Oh shit, I can't make circlings.
Yeah, I would say probably fix that one drone that's idle in the main and put him on back on the gas. There's actually 2 of them in there, but and then yeah,
Where
just
should I
make your
send
mutas.
mutas?
Send them out around the back of the main, and then once you can make lings, start sending them out in the front. And I would say honestly, add in like 2 macro hatches into the main right now because we're gonna get
Okay.
so much money, and being able to make a lot of lings is gonna be nice.
Oh my god. Can the mutas take these on?
I didn't see. Sorry, I was looking at
There's a
your
lot
face.
of mutas.
That's a
in the main,
lot.
so-
Yeah, I would say not yet. If you have to sack the base, sack the base. It's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Just don't take the
Just
fight.
wait. Yeah,
it's
wait,
okay,
wait.
Pull back.
Nice. And now with all those mutas,
Face them down?
no, not yet. Actually, it's gonna be like a trade. Just keep making them
Yeah.
and keep making lings.
Oh, you got some stragglers going on the left. Pull them back. Pull them back.
Stragglers.
Just
in
hit
the
all units.
what? The mutas?
Yeah, the mutas.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, if you
Sorry,
group
no,
up in the
that was
main
bad.
now, if you group up in the main,
That is more like it. That's what I was wondering.
Like that vibe calming the like the Zergirl and Jason are both kind of like Void Ray. Like we're gonna
Oh,
build a base, you're gonna build heaps.
This is turning out way better than I was expecting. So I'm very happy. And the timing, the pacing seems to be just long enough that you start to get comfortable, and then we pull the chair out from under you. You gotta swap to someone else. I love it. It's devious.
What happened? Oh, a lot of drones went down there as well. So
That's a lot of mutas.
oh, rando carrier out in the open. Oh my, we're getting that swap
Perfect time for
going.
a swap.
Gotta get the swap.
Oh man, I this is insane. So, oh my gosh, so it's 4 base versus 4 base. I don't know what the actual worker count is of the Zerg though, right? So that's
83
like
to 84
Yeah, it's really
right
good
now.
still.
It's dead even.
Oh, okay, that's actually insane. This is a close game. This could go either way. I mean, it's incredible by the way that there's carriers and not Phoenix, right? I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, I'm actually very surprised by that. Carriers are pretty good, but I think these mutas are about to absolutely dominate this.
Sal is probably losing it a little bit. He just swapped in and lost all of these Void Rays. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Vibe picking up on
Oh
that
my
situation
God.
immediately, had that planned out, ready to go.
Oh my
Shoulda
god.
That is a
recalled.
ton of mutas.
Yeah, it's kind of like that thing. If you can get away with just building Void Rays into carriers and deflect the mutas, it's so sick, right?
Yeah.
But I think what happened here is, I think Nina's game knowledge came in and she said, no, they can't keep putting mutas against Skytoss. That's dumb. They'll build Phoenix. And she didn't realize that there's the confidence. We will have more mutas. We will blot out the sun. We will absolutely swarm in, and we're going to assume that you won't hard counter them.
She's been practicing on EU. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah. Not used to the NA.
Anybody on NA would know this was coming.
Oh, this is a deadly blow to all those probes there. 25 so far going down, and there's no cannons in the mineral line themselves. So quite a lot of probes going down. Vibes control looking pretty slick.
Yeah.
That is a lot of cannons defending these lanes, though.
Yeah.
So this isn't a killing blow. No. I don't think there's any way for the mutas and lings to actually kill our team blue right now.
It's just kind of like, where's the Phoenix? Why are we building Void Rage right now?
Yeah, where are the Phoenixes?
I get it. Both teams were fighting over the name Team Void Raid, and one had to be Team Prismatic Alignment. But come on, guys, like Void Raids aren't terrible versus mutas, but these mutas are coming out at an alarming rate. This is insane.
All right, 10
I think they're expecting to switch to Corruptors. That's just not happening.
Possibly. Although, as you say that, though, Corruptors in the production tab.
Game paused.
There it is, the hot swap.
Nina is ready. She could not have typed that faster. She is ready to go.
Please give me control again.
Please let me salvage what's going on.
And you know what? They could absolutely do it. Because there is a certain... I think it's... How many carriers are in that army? Is that 4 for now?
4 at the moment, 2 more about to finish.
Yeah.
Ooh, and that's a lot of mutas going down.
Yeah,
the mutas,
so...
though, yeah.
It's just that like critical mass of Protoss army, right? So how do you deal with it? You need really good Corruptor focus fire, I guess, and hopefully spellcaster usage. But do we really think that like Jason and Zergirl know how to use spellcasters with Zerg? Do they? I don't know. I haven't seen Zergirl's spellcaster usage recently. I don't know about Jason's either. I know Vibe can land abducts and fungals and parasitic bombs, but that's fancy. Most people take Zerg, and it's kind of like the technique is similar to where you take a brick and try to throw it into someone else's face. That's about as technical as most people's Zerg engagements get. So I don't know if they're going to be able to use abducts and all that fancy jazz.
I mean, the army that Protoss is getting up to, though, there's almost no real other option. You're going to have to separate those carriers somehow from the main army. Huge circling run by going on, though, but there's just so many cannons at each of the bases. I don't know that it's really going to do too much.
Oh my lord. Oh,
this is getting tough for the Zerg, I think, because you're right, that carrier count is getting way up there. There's still enough Void Rays to keep the Corruptors back.
Not on hold position, though. Gets all those links into the natural and then into the main, maybe.
As a Pylon overcharge, though. Shield battery is just going to hold.
Battery. This is every Zerg player is in the chat. Look at how fair this is. Look at how fair it is.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, and there's still energy left. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Louise, dude. Every link goes down. Overcharged battery. Ruse the day once again.
Oh,
another
boy.
swap coming up.
Oh.
All right, who's in now?
Who's in? So it was Nina and Jason. Who is going to be taking the wheel? Neuro, and it must be Zerg Girl then, right? Okay.
I think it's just going to be like Mass Carrier and maybe Storm coming in for Protoss. So should we go over to the Zerg team and kind of listen in to get an idea of their game plan at the start of this?
I love their expansion, but I want to see what their end game plan is here. I don't know if Cobra is actually available to do that at the moment. He might be busy working on something else. So
which team's that?
I see. Is that 3 layers on the way at once? Hold on. I just
gotta have a backup layer.
Gotta have a backup to your backup to your backup.
There's already a hive as well, so.
Are we going to red team or blue team?
Oh my lord.
We want to be on Vibe, Jason, and Zerg Girls team. So red team.
Okay.
That was a sick fight. Just comes in and shift clicks and no Void Rays ready with Prismatic, Rally, and Carriers. Like, damn, that was a big success for the Zerg, and that lowers that critical supply. So
they're playing full on Protoss. They're embracing their ability to
they are.
Eat
sit
Protoss.
behind cannons with carriers.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Oh my god,
Nice.
I'm so sorry. I'm lagging really hard.
It's okay. It's a good Nexus
okay.
snipe.
I'm
You
just
can
like,
all
what is
units
going on?
and pull back home.
Yeah, I did.
You're looking. Economy's not bad.
Yeah, our economy is looking good.
And then if you hit middle left, like the 9 o'clock base, the brand new one, you delete that shit. It's super hard with your lings as well.
With my lings or with my air army?
With your lings. Like do both.
Can I kill
like,
the air army?
Yeah. Probably disengage the void stuff for now. You want to have enough corruptor to really like one-shot that shit.
Okay, making more corruptors. We're kind of low on money though. Oh god, circlings didn't work.
Game.
Did you just make a bunch of corruptors?
I might have tried to replace my corruptors. I think that's what I'm at right now. Zerglings in the north, corruptors in the south.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's me, right?
Game.
Yes.
Is it you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
haven't played
go.
it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We both typed ready.
So it seems like air roach is the strat here.
Air roaches. I mean, they have been picking up some really good fights, and they're draining the economy. The side 2 bases have not been taken yet by Protoss. A little bit interesting as to why that is. I don't quite understand that, but that's some maybe easier to defend bases for them.
Yeah, expanding to the front is confidence. Apop, you never step backwards in a fight. It gives your opponent that feeling like they got momentum. It gives them confidence. So
we practice the goblin cowardice, where we just try step back as many times as we can until our opponent trips over themselves, and then we stab them in the neck.
You /cower, /cower.
Yeah, exactly.
Throw
them
sand in their eyes and stab them in the crotch. Yep.
You've got it. That's Goblin Tricks 101, buddy. You've actually hit the nail on the head there.
Well, so can we get the production tab up, by the way, Apop?
Yeah, so you can actually open your own. So I have
on the
mine
stream.
open.
I mean.
Oh, so that's Cobra's observing. So he just needs to open up his production.
Oh, it's Cobra observing.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry, I thought it was yours.
So
Thank you, Matt.
Big fight though here. A lot of corruptors getting killed by those void rays, but cleans up basically all the carriers that were available at this moment.
94 lings in the production tab.
Oh, they're going ham. Adrenal just finished, and I believe they're on +3 melee. They are.
Yeah.
You know, I actually think what let down the Protoss team here and why they're losing now is I don't think Nina trusted her teammates. So I think she assumed that because they're both so inferior compared to her peak micro, she wanted them to only use flying A move units where they have one ability, prismatic alignment, right? She's like, Psystorm? No. That's too much for these absolute, imbecile friggin' cavemen that I'm hanging out with on my team. So because they don't have that Storm or Archons, the Corruptors are just able to trade. If there was a few Archons, some Psystorm, they'd be able to actually do it.
Badly.
Void Rays are just not enough to fight Corruptors on their own. Like the air army does need that help. You're right. Even just a couple of Archons underneath, I think would be enough. But it might be too late now. That's a 50 supply lead.
Nina's gonna try and salvage the game here and see if her micro can pick things back up for them. It's Jason now controlling the Zerg, Nina controlling Protoss, but that is a lot of Banelings coming in here, all +3 melee. I don't see how they can really recover after losing that base now. But
that's
then
a
again,
lot of Banelings.
I've underestimated Carrier Void Ray once. I've underestimated it twice, and I'm sure I'll do it again. So we'll just have to see. Few Vipers now in production as well. So getting a little bit more technical, and there's some High Templar.
Oh wow! All right, we're moving up the tech tree.
Storm not upgraded though, not yet.
Archons are pretty good.
Yeah, Archons are good.
I want to see those Vipers drop like one of the duck and fly in and die. That's my favorite move from Zerg players. So I'm hoping for that one. Still no Storm. I mean, look at that gas bank. You got to go Archons, right?
Yeah.
You got to. You're being forced to. The bank is forcing you down a tech tree that like you need desperately right now.
And now they have not made, no Greater Spire still, actually. So if they just went for maybe like a ton of Archons here, make those Corruptors just useless for a few minutes, And maybe at that 20-minute mark or 22-minute, maybe they could try to get something to happen here. But they do have 3/3 or +3 melee at least. Maybe they could go ultras at that point. Not quite sure. I'm trying to see the different paths here.
Yeah. Hey, what's the gateway count, by the way? Because it feels like there's only like 1 or 2 High Templar making at a time.
It's 3 gates, dude. It's only 3 gates. Yeah.
Classic Sky Toss. I love that. They're like, time to warp in 8 High Templar, and you're like, oh crap, I never built gateways, did I?
Yep. That's we all know that feeling.
And of course, it's really hard for them, even though they're communicating constantly, to understand exactly what point the game's in. Maybe Nina wasn't sure if Storm was researched or not, or kind of forgotten about it. It's a bit of a frenzy. It's a little crazy. So obviously in this situation, who can perform perfectly? But I'm loving what we've got so far. I'm so happy that our first game is not just like a 6-minute smash on one side.
Zerg's kind of slowing down though, right? With the Viper Queen kind of coming in now. And I feel like this is like technically really good units, but I actually think the Lingbane Corruptor and just smashing in is like doing so good. If it ain't broke, kind of don't fix it. Or maybe not like, I get it, like there's Storm and Archons coming in now, but like that back base is getting cannons and batteries up now. Whereas I think more Lingbane could have just kept hitting it, because like the Protoss is in such a fragile economic position. If they lose 20 more probes, 1 base, they're basically out. They're not going to be able to remax. So I think the Zergs shouldn't be giving them the time to recover right now.
I absolutely agree with you. They're actually down to 48 probes right now. Their mineral income is about 500 less than the Zergs, and they're just mining a bit less gas, maybe 100 gas less, 200 gas less. But still, like you said, if they were able to get just one more big wave of Banelings, they just don't have the army to clear that out before it can do even more critical damage. Storm now finished up though, so that should hopefully, unless there are some, keep in mind, Storm, you can hit your own units, so we'll have to see how the control here is. Currently in the seat for Protoss is Neuro.
They only got 15 seconds left though for that.
They've only got a little bit of time. What I really want to happen is actually for me to pause right in the middle of something big happening, kind of like right now.
Yeah, they're going to go for the big P time, but Carriers and Void Rays are nearby. They might get kind of cornered.
I think the Viper control is going to be pretty important, and vibe swapping in right now, that is the perfect time to have like 37 Vipers over here. And up a tree for Protoss.
Vibe is in, immediately tries to call back those Corruptors. Can they get a few though? Yeah, Void Ray's picking up just a couple, but at this point that's a bit negligible.
Where are these queens? What are these queens doing out here? That's
no, dude. Any kind of damage you can try to push, but they are just gonna get completely deleted from the game. Oh, couple of pulls, couple of yoinks.
Couple of yoinks, no feedbacks. This is
the issue now though is there are 5 Archons which can do quite a number to those, both the Vipers and to the Corruptors. So they've got to be careful. They don't actually have anything on the ground that really trades effectively versus those. The Storm's coming down.
Oh my god.
Like Neuro is microing his heart out, trying to get the Protoss for what did I even say? He's just moving his heart out here.
The
Vipers going down. Oh god.
That hurts. That hurts a lot.
Zerg's
a lot of carriers being
made. Zerg has got the bank, and they're going for the Greater Spire. Okay, there it is. We talked about it a little bit earlier. How have their injects been? I kind of want to look at the bases and see if those queens are just floating tons of energy here.
There's 38 larvae around. They made a lot of extra hatcheries, which I think was a great plan.
I think that's so smart, yeah.
And how many layers are there, by the way? Can we get a layer check?
A layer check.
A layer, 3. 3 layers and a hive.
3 layers and a hive, yeah.
I like it, that backup tech. So I'm going to send the Lingbane to clear out the base that's mined out. Which,
not the most effective use of the money there.
I think good positionally, though. Yeah, the Greater Spire is about to finish, so maybe we'll see some Broodlords. I don't know if that's going to be great here, though.
Well, nice little Ling run by. I mean, they got to build something to try to deal with the ground. I am a fan of I guess. Oh, I was off by a second.
Oh, wow.
I gotta swap them in.
Yeah, I think the bank isn't that big. So many Corruptors and Vipers died, and they've been a little slow to move the drones to the forward bases, has the pink team. they were sitting at really oversaturated bases for the last like couple minutes, and they're just swapping them down. So the Protoss actually has like not that smaller a bank and has more supply right now. But you know, I love the setup vibe, of course, being wise enough to say let's build 26 hatcheries so we don't need to worry about injecting. Queens can just become combat units at that point. But the High Templar count, the Archon count, the carriers, the Void Rays, like Broodlords are good versus that, but they can get focused down really quick. If they can't get rid of all the High Templar and Archons before they go down, then the Protoss can just kind of steamroll.
So Pig, let's say you're Zerg right now. What is your call? What would you try to go towards? Would you be doing the same thing, going for lots of Broods, Corruptors, or what would you try to get done?
If I was part of this Archon, I would go for the noob friendly strat, because I'd be like, look, I don't know who's going to be there controlling the key battle,
exactly.
right? So I would go for like, I know it sounds silly, but I would go for like 10 ultras.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And just A-move the ground army, and I'd come in with some Corruptors and look for some focus fire. But the idea would be kind of like, just get rid of all the Storm and Archons before the Corruptors are even really part of the fight. And then just try and focus fire things down. Like, yeah, some Parasitic Bomb would be great. But like the most important thing would be like A-move Ultras and then shift-click Corruptors on the carriers. If you could do those two things, like, you know, it's not too hard. All these players are capable of that, even the ones that aren't expert Zerg players.
Oh, the Broods out of position, though, chasing down those Storms. Oh, they're losing all those Broods. I think that's got to be GG. They're going to lose so many of these Corruptors. 11 Broodlords going down in that exchange. I think I have to agree with you, Pig. Right before we swapped. F's in the chat. Yikes.
Dude.
Sal.
Protoss was down 100 supply in this game, remember? Like, almost 100 supply. This is a sick comeback.
This really is. This really is.
Turns out Void Rays are pretty good.
Game paused.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they gave him a bit too much time, I think. I think there was that moment when that Ling, they kind of started building Vipers and stuff, and they just needed to keep smashing Ling Bane into the bases. Protoss was so fragile, and they were just swapping into Archons and Storm at that moment. So I think you keep just smashing units in, and you could even do some silly things. You can be like, oh, I'm actually going back to Mutas now, or something. Like, just anything that keeps the movement going, as long as you're not fighting directly into those two big blocks of cannons on the two front bases, and you just keep hitting elsewhere. And then eventually you might even be able to roll Banelings and clear those cannons and batteries out. And then if you open up like a weak area in the middle, you can kind of start catching out the carriers with the Corruptors again. So I think that was something that needed to happen there, but this is so classic. I think every Zerg has played like this. You're like, I'm winning against the sky! And then
I've done it!
And then now there's 10 carriers and a Tempest and 7 Void Rays and Storm, and you're like, man, I could have just made more units.
Yeah. It's too real. This is too real. I really gotta say though, I do like the way that they played the Zerg. I think that going for the mass macro hatch is so smart, and their creep spread actually looks really amazing. I guess it would be pretty difficult for the opposing team to coordinate creep clearing, like making an observer and going for that sort of thing. But man, this game has lived up to the expectations for me. They're trying to go for like the
island base
play, I guess. Yeah.
I think the island base gets a kind of special point. I say, you know, style points there. You feel, you know, you did the cool thing. Probably should have transferred workers to the front bases a bit earlier though. They barely got mined, even though there was so many drones. So
yeah,
Vibe maybe needed to coach them into moving those drones around, because I think that was a bit of lost mining time.
Well, a very well played to the blue team. I think that was an epic comeback after losing all those probes early on. Like you said, it just looked like Zerg was in such a commanding position, but they held out for long enough, and they were able to get to that army that's so tough for many Zerg players to clear out, no matter who you are.
Okay. So
welcome back.
What's up, guys?
Hello. Well played. Good job. Good job. We were a little concerned with how many probes got lost early on there, but man, you guys held on there and made an epic comeback.
Yeah, it was really interesting to hear from Nina when we're fine, because I would look at the economy and say, we're toast, like it's over. But if you have a 4-base Protoss, you're ahead.
Mm-hmm.
That's a quote, you know? Like, oh no, we're 4-base Protoss, we're fine. It's okay. Forget it.
I thought this was well known.
You're teaching us today, Nina.
You're welcome.
Was the other
Today
team
we
just
learned.
helping you clear up that pesky probe supply so you could build more carriers and high Templar, right?
Correct.
One thing we
Correct.
were really angry about is we were listening in for a couple points. You guys were so calm and just cool and collected. Man, we were really hoping for, as soon as those probes went down, a little bit of panic, but nope, the Zen kept strong. And
Did you see the moment when the Void Rays killed the lair in the main? That was hard for me because that's why I picked. That's why I picked that map, because I've been on Purity and Industry and I've had my lair sniped because it's so far away from the 4th base. And when that was happening, it was like, I chose this, but it feels wrong. So I have mixed feelings about that match.
Did you guys have any strategy with the starting player, or did you guys discuss a basic outline of, okay, we're Protoss, we want to go for this, or how did it go for you guys?
Yeah, it was about leading strong. It's a map where Protoss has a very obnoxious strategy, and our Protoss player is our strongest player. So thanks, Nina.
Yep. Easy.
Well, very cool. I know that they're figuring out what map they want to do for the second game here, but you are ahead so far. Any ideas? I mean, the other team's still in their channel, so you can let us know if you want to. Are you just snap picking your next race and starting player, or are you going to depends on the map?
We get the information of the map first, right?
Yes, and they actually just gave it to me. It's going to be Everdream.
Oh. So we playing.
Sal, you want to lead this one?
Then? Is that what we're doing?
I'm down.
Okay.
Yeah. All
so
right.
Does that mean you guys playing Terran?
Sure.
I think
so.
so.
Lock it in.
All right, locked in. And if you could, for us, could you just make your team color blue when you get in there? Is it was so difficult. You guys being red and they were pink. So if you could make yours blue, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, appreciate it, guys. We'll swap you back, or if you want to swap back over to the blue team channel, make it a little easier for Cobra, and we'll get it underway. All right, so we'll be getting the map set up here. It is indeed going to be Everdream. I do know that, so blue team, they're going to start with Sal, Up a Tree Zelda. They're going to play Terran. And I have the information from the red team. Vibe is going to be starting, and they're going to be playing Protoss.
You guys want to check in with the red team before we start this up, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, we can. While we're getting the, I know that it takes a really long time for the lobby to get set up, so would love to speak to the red team who's here right now.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Yo, guys, good game though. That was insane.
Yeah, it was, we took it to the sky. It was a sky battle. It was intense.
You're trying to fight Protoss on their own terms. I was rooting for you. I'm not gonna lie. My Zerg heart of hearts. I was wanting to see it.
We were like, all right, these mutas are gonna kill a lot of workers, and then we're like, never mind. There's like 50 cannons in their base, so.
No, you guys killed a ton though with those.
No,
mutas.
for sure.
Yeah, you got like 30 probes with that.
Yeah.
So
the banelings had to come out.
Yeah, then the baneling swap. Did you guys have a general strategy, or were you trying to play more reactively? Both of you guys opened up completely standard. Both teams did. So any thought process on that at all?
We kind of talked strat. We were gonna go for Muta because of the airspace, but yeah, we were playing reactively because we saw the void rays.
Yeah, it's a huge map too, so we have so many expansions, and if we could like starve them out, we could just throw mutas, lings, and banes at them all day, and they can't even have money. That was the idea.
The one thing you guys did I thought was so smart was just throwing down so many macro hatches. I was worried about injecting and how difficult that might be when you guys are swapping in and out like constantly. So I thought the macro, it didn't look like you guys ever had a larva issue, and very minimal supply blocks, I think, for both teams. So that was pretty cool to see too, even with the void ray harassment happening.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to be starting Protoss this time around, and Vibe, you're going to be starting it up here, and you can see that they're going to be starting Terran. Up a Tree Zelda is going to be starting for them as well. Any thoughts or plans on where you might try to take this game, guys?
There's going to be void rays.
Okay. Okay.
We're Team Void Ray, right?
Yeah,
Just checking.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, and one minor adjustment, if you guys don't mind, when you pick your team color, could you pick red for us? That would be awesome.
Oh,
Because
okay.
last
let's see,
game
I
they
picked
were red.
pink.
Pink would have been fine, but then they picked red, and we're like, oh my god, we're so confused right now. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. That does mean there is a little bit of spoiler information that you guys know what the next game is going to be. So you can only start that remaining player, and you can only play Zerg. So it's going to be a ZVZ next game. So I'm looking forward to that knife fight a lot, actually.
You mean we have
ZVT.
ZVT. Or that's going to be probably NeuroZerg versus Jason's.
Oh, that's right.
We just played Zerg last time.
Yeah. I've literally already forgotten about the last 10 minutes that I've been
It's all
in my
good,
head.
dude.
So
it's confusing.
yeah,
I don't know what's
it
going
is.
on.
It's super fun though, and I hope you guys are enjoying it too. But I think we might be ready here, Kata. Are we looking good? You think, or everything looks solid from where I'm at?
Solid as a rock.
Okay, we'll go ahead. If you guys want to swap back into your red team channel, we'll get this one started up.
Oh, right.
All right.
I'm a keen bean. Finally we get to see a skillful matchup, classic matchup, bugs versus guns. None of this stupid elvish aliens who just cheat with all their magic. Change reality, like recall, teleport across the map. Brought all their bloody Warcraft 3 heroes into StarCraft 2. Get out of here. None of that. Now it's down and dirty mechanical war of skill.
Nice. All right, it looks like everybody is ready. Let's go ahead and Kata start it off. And I'll also actually do a prediction in the channel if people want to try to anticipate who's going to win.
Perfect. You know, chat is just full of gamblers. They need to try to earn their points.
I still love that people who get really angry over the ESL channel, they're like, no, you didn't, you ended it too early or too late or something. And I'm like, hold on a second. What are we gambling? They're like, they're channel points. And I'm like, cool. There's no rewards on this channel for the channel points. Like, you can unlock an emote. I'm like, this channel doesn't have emotes. Like, I need to gamble my points. Imaginary currency. And I'm like, okay, all right.
That's the logic of Twitch chat for you.
Yep. Everdream. Which map is this one? What does this one look like?
I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue.
Corridor through the middle.
Corridor through the middle.
It was pretty standard, wasn't it?
Eterno Sueno in Spanish, I believe. I'm trying to remember my Spanish map names.
Okay.
Eterno
That's
Sueno?
really helpful for the builds they're going to be doing, I think.
Oh, this is the map that I got cannon rushed by Kata. Okay, never mind. I remember now. Got it.
Hot damn.
Got it.
Yeah, this is the forward rich gas on the low ground where like we saw like a few proxy Ravager builds there and stuff. But yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's a good map. Good map.
Yeah. Well, why don't you guys take the introductions this time since I bogarted them last time so unfairly?
I'll take the first one then because I am watching off the stream, so I'm a few seconds behind. In the top right up here, they are fast, they are red, they are rearing and ready to go. This is the red team.
Beautiful. And of course, their estimable opponents in the lower left-hand corner. They are the blue team.
Wow, hype as hell. Let's go. Love it.
So who's playing again? Can you guys remind me? I have a very short attention span.
Yeah, so we have Vibe is starting for Protoss and Sal is starting for Terran.
Oh, okay, cool. So this is where I think Vibe has a big advantage because he just like does random Protoss things, you know, the way a Zerg would.
Yeah.
And Sal's going to try to do like a proper build order. And then like, you know, everything Vibe does that doesn't make sense, he's going to be like, this is dumb. And
no, this isn't how you're supposed to play.
Yeah, that sounds pretty. I think in general, I mean, playing Protoss against Terran is probably going to go pretty well for red team.
Okay.
You know, we'll have to see how the Terran team handles it. Not a lot of maybe Terran experience, but maybe that won't matter because it looks like proxy void rays is going to be the relevant
It looks
experience.
like they are going to go for it. A daring and bold strategy here with Up a Tree Zelda starting. They're going to have to survive 4 minutes of being proxied here. Let's see. The pause coming up right now.
Game paused.
Well,
Just
this is
as
already a
that
few
goes
seconds
down.
late, and I know he's muted right now, but our observer, Kata, the master of 12-pool Pylon, is infuriated right now. He's like, that Stargate should have been down 7 seconds ago! Why did you noobs learn how to do the build properly? I beat 6K players with this all the time. Like, we have literally the world's predominant expert on how to do a proxy Void Ray Rush versus Terran, and he's here silently observing the chat, powerless.
Okay, so it looks like actually Nina started for them. I was a little confused. Got it. So now Sal is actually up to bat here. And I missed who said that they were taking over for the red team. Do you guys see that?
I also missed that, actually.
One of them is taking over for the red team.
It looks like it was Zergirl taking over.
So this is the spot. I think that might be just so. I think all she's got to do for these next 2 minutes is just try to get the void rays out. There's not a whole lot that Sal can do to scout this. They did not send an SCV though, which I'm pretty sure you're supposed to do in TV.
No SCV scout and no Reaper. This is a 3-rack.
Oh, it's a 3-racks. Oh my god, who wins this?
3 racks can actually hold. It all comes down to the first few units because there's no bunker. That's like pretty bad for the Terran. But like the Marine production will actually no, because the problem is they're not gonna. Oh my god,
they're supply blocked.
No, dude.
Oh no, the supply block. They don't even have a pylon on the way. It's still supply blocked.
It still might work though because the thing is there's 0 Terran scouting. This is the greediest kind of silliest Terran build. They have no bunker and they're building tech labs right now.
I mean, this is looking a little dicey. A little dicey for the Terrans. Oh, man.
Did they even... I'm going to go to their vision real quick. They have not yet scouted it. Those Marines got pretty close, but they have not seen it. And only 30 seconds left for Sal here. Oh, my gosh. They're both going for a cheese or all in. I don't even know what you're supposed to call this one here.
I would actually just call this greedy macro play with like a nice timing that comes off it for Sal.
And here's the first Void Ray.
Yeah. Oh my god. I mean, this could do a lot of damage, but there's a good Marine count. So you've got to actually, I mean...
Cobra, can you send us to the Terran, to the blue team? Because I just want to hear how they're trying to react to this, knowing they only have 5 seconds left of Up a Tree Zelda.
Oh, I already got the depot.
Game
okay,
so 4 minutes, so I need to make turrets?
You're playing
I already started them. Just keep building Marines, and at 4 minutes and 45 seconds, we're going to leave with our units and cross the map.
Okay.
Okay.
Jason's a smart guy. He timed this shit out so that he'd be the one defending this. Yeah, the depot's gonna finish in a sec. Just already start the other depot. Just keep building Marines.
Where I put it.
Doesn't matter. And then second gas as well. Yeah. Just keep building Marines. Second gas. Oh, you gotta go and block that. You can't let those
out
up
right now.
Yeah.
I think you can wait.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some Marines.
Yeah, you can absolutely win this. Just attack him before any of these. Oh wow.
I don't like this. I don't like this. I think you should back up.
Back up. Yeah. Okay, you gotta.
They're one base. They're one base.
This is what we should scout.
No. I just got Void Ray.
Why are we muling him?
I didn't mean to do that.
We're losing and we're muling him. Factory. I think we're dead.
Can we? No. We're dead.
Factory. I don't know what I meant to do here.
Spill.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Sal with the panic. He's like, you gotta go see the shield batteries. Nina, the voice of wisdom, says, no, this player is one base.
Yeah.
Because this is a very different sort of proxy void ray. This is the one with 3 gateways. So there's like actually a crazy number of adepts on the ground.
Yeah.
Needed to wait for all those upgrades to come in and just build a big wall of bio. And
oh man. I know that Neuro's trying his
killing
best.
your own void rays.
Okay, that's actually
no.
yeah, that's actually ridiculous. I want to see them like turn their fire on an adept or a void ray now as well, just to add insult to injury. We need like
they already did. Jason purposely killed 2 void rays.
Yeah.
Just to BM.
Wow. The BM.
Oh, I only saw one go down. I thought it was a legit accident. I was like, oh, it was literally.
Not.
Oh my god! I was like, oh, that's an accident.
100% on purpose.
Dang.
Oh my god.
All right,
What a
they're
dick.
down 2, but they can still come back. I believe in them. Do we want to meet with any of the teams or just try to go straight away into round 3?
No, it's 1-1. It's 1-1.
Oh.
Because blue team won game 1, and now red team has won
I'm
game
still
2.
on the red team from last time, bro. I'm all screwed up right now. Jeez Louise, man. Okay, thank God that some people with brains are actually with me today. Okay, so that would mean that Zergirl Vibe and Jason won. I just want to call attention to something as well. 22,000 channel points for Zergirl Vibe and Jason to win, and 35,000 for Sal, Nina, and Neuro. And guess who I'm clicking on? That would be the red team. Welcome back in, guys. Good job.
Thank you. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hey.
That was disgusting.
You're welcome.
That was beautiful. I love it.
It's dirty.
My favorite
How
part
did
is
it feel? What did it do
Good.
to your soul?
Felt good.
He's been playing Protoss. It's starting to turn him a little bit. He's becoming a real Protoss.
I actually can't wait to go back into the VOD and just watch Sal's point of view on that, just so I can enjoy him rage and just fume. I can't wait.
I mean, so for what I would argue, one of the critical moments there with the Marines kind of trying to run up and attack those shield batteries, Neuro was in control, as you guys know, and man, he was trying his best, but the Nina and Sal were both kind of giving him conflicting information. That's one of the difficult things when you're when you're on a team is go, you got to kill that now. No, you've got to back up. We're going to die. And so just getting torn apart.
I thought we were pretty calm. Yeah, there was no yelling.
Yeah.
Nice.
Really?
It seems
Why?
like that.
Your build sucked.
Wow.
Fuck you.
That supply block on the first Void Ray, which was already late. I mean, I'm sorry. I've got to speak up because Kata is our observer, and Kata is like the best proxy Void Ray cheeser. And I know he's there tearing his hair out wanting to critique it. So I've got to throw a bit of shade just in honor of Kata because he's so good at proxy Void Ray.
That's fair.
It was a little bumpy. It's okay though.
It worked
Right,
out
so-
though. Yeah. So you guys are gonna,
W.
I feel like that was a bit spicier than a mana mule though, Jason. So I feel like that's a little. Ooh.
I literally, I don't know how I actually killed my own Void Ray by accident with my own Void Ray.
Did you guys catch that? Because I didn't.
We thought you guys did it on purpose.
No, the first one was
We
an
were like,
accident.
oh,
Jason,
man.
Jason was getting excited. He's like, talk shit. Start talking shit
really?
right now. And then he kills himself. He got too
man.
excited.
That's an accurate
What
description
about
of the
the
event.
second one that ran into the turret though? Was
That was on purpose.
also an accident?
I was
No, that
egging
was
him
on
on.
purpose. Yeah. By that
Okay,
point, we were
so-
committed.
Beautifully executed. Well, it was. Yeah.
Hey, well,
it was
you know how the game started? I was like, Jason's like, hey, so I got the max packs build. And I was like, all right, that sounds good. I was like, I've never done it before. And then Jason goes, don't worry, I'll lead you through it. And then there was like a moment where I'm like, he's like, don't build a probe. I was like, okay, I won't build a probe. And then I'm just sitting there, just like waiting. I'm like, what am I doing right now? Oh, go build a pylon. I was like, oh, fuck, okay, sorry.
He was like, you got to do 130 minerals, I saw. So you got it. You caught it.
So it worked
That's
out.
my
It
bad. I
was
should
great.
have said build the pylon. Because I kind of
Yeah,
don't
I
really
don't
think of it like
I-
that.
Is this a 15 supply? How do I know?
Yeah.
Turns out
I'm
building
excited
boilers
for
is
this
pretty
one.
good anyways.
Yeah, it's nice.
Plus, you caught the second supply block that I would have missed. So
Yeah, the second. That was it. Still was like 10 seconds, but it wasn't a lot longer.
it would have been longer. It would have been if you didn't catch it.
You know what my proxy void ray build would have been if you would have let me just do what I wanted to do? I'd have been like, all right, I'm gonna make 3 Nexus, and then I'm gonna put a Stargate at their base.
Can you guys join the lobby? We have it linked in the chat there. Yeah, no worries.
I just want to keep talking about my opener. It's really good.
Apoptosis, cat herder.
That's right. I do it in this show. I do it in D&D. I'm just used to it, man. Well, awesome. Any initial thoughts going into this one as Terran, or gonna play reactively? What's
there are definitely not going to be any void rays in this game.
There's not.
We're gonna play as close to void ray as we can. As Terran.
Okay.
We're gonna figure it out.
Okay. I like it. Well, I think we're all ready from here. So if you guys want to hop back in the channel, we'll just make sure and we'll get this one underway.
Okay, bye.
Cool.
You want to check in with the other team, or are you ready to go? Well, actually, Nina's away. So, she one of the starting players, or no? Who's starting? Neuro?
Yeah, okay. Neuro is starting. Do we need to wait for them, or?
Oh, we'd have to wait for Nina. Is the only one at the moment.
Okay.
Let's check in with the Neuro and.
Yeah, why don't we check in with them then? Hey there, blue team.
Yo, can you believe what just happened to us? We were having this really pleasant macro bow 7 against this team, and then lo and behold, they chose the absolute most nasty strat that one could do.
Nasty. The proxy void ray.
Yeah.
It was hot.
So while we're waiting for Nina, then there was a little bit of dissension. Oh, okay, you're back. We'll ask a couple questions and then we'll get this one started up. There was a little bit of dissension. I know that when Neuro was taking control of the Marines there, I remember hearing Sal trying to get you to rush out for the shield battery, and Nina saying, "Oh, this might not be a good idea." Neuro, how did you kind of deal with that decision in your mind?
Well, I didn't have anything hotkeyed either, so I was kind of like being told to attack and not attack at the same time. And I really got to immerse myself in what Terrans feel like in that situation with that build. So it was kind of like some field research as an anthropologist would do, where you're in a situation and you can feel the emotions that people in that situation normally experience. It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Lovely. Well, hopefully this one goes a little bit better for you guys. I think we're all back and ready to go now. If you guys want to jump up into the blue team channel, we'll get this one going.
Okay.
All right. All right, Kata, go ahead and count us down. We'll start another prediction.
This is going to be interesting. We're not going to have any void rays. So far, void rays have a 100% win rate.
That is true. Void ray, the easy unit. You guys are learning.
But no
2,000
void rays this game.
though.
What do we think that Jason meant by the void rays of Terran?
BC Banshee, I suppose.
I think BC's. I think we might see some battlecruiser action.
You think so?
That's my prediction.
Any predictions, Pig? Any idea, or you along for the ride, ready to see how this one pans out?
Pig is AFK at the moment.
Pig is AFK. That means that I can go ahead and introduce our players in the top right corner, representing the Blue Zerg, currently just coming off of the back of a Void Ray Cheese. It is the blue team.
Perfect. And their opponents in the lower left-hand corner, losing every bit of dignity that they may have had in that last game. Let's see if they can reclaim some of it, playing the hard race. It is the red team.
Okay, it looks like we're playing God's Intended Macro. Starting up with a 16 hatch. Barracks being made in the main base. The manor all abound. I am curious what they're going to go for. I know that Neuro is not opposed to a little bit of shenanigans in ZBT, but for the most part, he's a cut and dry Ling Bane kind of guy.
A macro normie, I believe, is the technical term. For that style of play.
Yes.
Yeah, a macro normie. There we go.
And what do we feel about wait, that would be Nina's Zerg then, right? What do we feel about Nina's Zerg? Do we have thoughts on that?
I don't actually know how she likes to play Zerg. Do you guys have any? I don't know that I've ever seen her play Zerg. I think it's around 5K though, so I mean it's good.
I don't think there's enough back and forth interactive fancy ability micro units for her liking, you know? Like I think you give her a bunch of mutas and Ling run bys, maybe she'll have fun with that. She'd probably be pretty good at doing like dart in and fuse burrowed banelings and stuff like that. But yeah, her macro of course will be decent because she's just such a high level player.
Yeah. Okay, so we're at the first swap here, 2 minutes in.
Right.
Zerg girl taking the reins for Terran. Sal gonna be playing Zerg. The moment we have all been waiting for.
I think.
Can he defend the first Reaper?
What's Zerg girl's Terran level? I have a feeling we might be in a pretty even match right now.
At this, okay.
If I'm Zergo, I'm like, what the hell? Why'd you make a Reaper? I don't want to micro this thing.
Okay, she's just gonna AFK it on the third base? No, okay, she's gonna.
That's a good strat.
That is not
a bad strategy. You won't lose it that way.
No, you won't.
Oh my lord. All right, let's see. I mean, the queen's already out, so she's got to leave. Yeah. As long as the macro happens behind it. I mean, she's got the second gas, maybe a few seconds late, but not too bad. And I think they're going quick third CC, maybe. No. Okay, I think it's just the Marine looking around the main for like overlords right now while this little interaction goes down. So yeah, just pretty standard Hellion opening. This is, Ling speed's kind of delayed for the Zerg side of things. It's a very late Ling speed, I guess, but just hitting the drones, hitting the queen. So once again, we're going to see, similar to game one, it's just like get the setup going and just give yourself both a solid basis. So I think all the players will have a decent idea of where to go from here, right? Zerg, you build a billion drones, probably go Ling Bane, Terran, get a bunch of Hellions out, maybe a Liberator, and then just swap into bio play.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I'm still waiting for the fusion core though. I'm still thinking that might be where we're going.
There's the tech lab swap. Starport getting the tech lab. Are they going to go for Banshees? There's the fusion core. Chicken Man has called it. Nailed it, dude. Pig couldn't be more wrong on Terran's side for right now.
This is actually a much better way to play as well. I'm happy to be wrong here. This is a wise decision. I'm like, you're gonna get some off races controlling bio. You're gonna have some mixed results.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's gonna be rough if you're trying to do multi drops.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's like, all right, I've got this, and let's build some depots. You look back, you're like, where'd my army go? There's just baneling acid, and like your army's like just 2 medevacs sitting over nothing.
Green goo on the ground. Yep. All right, so Vibe in control of Terran. I think this is really nicely lined up, actually, right as soon as those Hellions were ready to go. Vibe's control of Terran. He may not like really to play Terran all that much, but his micro is not bad with it at all. So that
Nina
must
on
mean
Zerg defense though, so I think that's going to be I think that's going to be all right for the Zerg side of things. I don't know if this battlecruiser is going to be done in time for Vibe to use it.
No, it's definitely not. And if it is, it's going to be barely in the base. So that means, who would be taking over after Vibe for them?
It could be either of them, right?
Yeah, that's right. It
they
can
be
freely
either. Switch.
It's kind of funny because if the Zerg isn't really on point with defending it, the BC is like, you don't really need to be good. You just shift click it through. You
just kind of have to walk it around.
Yeah, it does stuff. If there's a lot of queens and spores around, though, it definitely will punish your player.
Oh, they're going mech.
Yeah,
they're going adding on 2 more factories.
This is the way to play Protoss with Terran.
Yeah. I'm almost a little shocked that we're going for banelings here, maybe instead of roaches. Roaches, I mean, not necessarily. Obviously, they haven't scouted the factories yet, but just from a more uniform standard, I think roaches are a little bit easier to control, group up. Ling Bane, you got to kind of get your positioning right, get your surrounds happening. So it can be a little difficult to coordinate, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm with you there, definitely. Especially once they realize it's mech. I mean, sometimes if you just go mutas, you can just overwhelm, but I don't see a Spire yet, and I think with that first BC out now. Oh, it's flying across the map. That's
It's
a very
flying across. It's
conservative
actually
BC.
turning around for the Overseer here, and I'm going to
Oh.
go ahead and pause the game there. Can we go ahead into the Zerg, the blue team, to hear how they're doing? I want to see how Neuro tries to defend against this.
Game resumed.
Yep. Perfect.
Yeah.
Just in time to defend the battle cruiser.
They're gonna try to scout the
Oh,
number
we're
of bases and
meching.
stuff.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Battle cruisers in the rear.
This Baneling is such a champion. Not the queen! No!
Oh.
If there's one queen that's dying, that's fine.
Oh, this is not Jason. Who is this? That's got control right now.
Yeah, that's
we're
like
gonna
another
take into
thing.
Hydra Viper then, if it's mech.
It was Jason? Oh.
No,
Picking
like
a
we
fifth
have to like
base.
guess who it is.
Nah, he said ready.
Oh.
Pretty sure. I think
He
it's
did.
him. Running the Hellions like that's pretty cheeky.
Okay, we're gonna do the birthday surprise. It's gonna be yours next. So Bane speed should be almost done. It's done. So all these lings down here are gonna be Banes, and you're gonna run them into the third base worker line.
Wait, where are the links?
Bottom right.
Okay.
Also massing Hydras on the queen group.
Game
Okay.
paused.
There are 4 queens in the main. You can grab those queens to help defend. You're gonna need to make 5 overlords. Just a whole bunch. Just rally them to a safe spot. And you can get Hive, get your Hydra upgrades and macro. Our worker count is pretty good. We have 82.
Okay, let's just start with the Banelings and the Queens.
Yep. Banelings in third, Queens in your third.
I think I like that post, like, little meeting there. Here, okay, here's the next 3 things you're gonna do as soon as it unpauses. I really like that. Neuro PP calm, cool and collected.
Yeah, the battle cruisers. Oh my gosh, the queens are just kind of walking past. These BCs have done so much.
Yeah.
And the run by gets only 2 depots for all those banelings, so it was a good idea. But oh, and BCs are so good versus low numbers of Hydras. So that was such a good battle cruiser harassment. And they're still building it, and they're getting up to that like big kind of just lots of cyclone stage. So they're gonna try and go battle mech. I guess the supply, if it was traditional mech, would be like, wow, Zerg's pretty dead. But with battle mech, Terran can be ahead in supply and still lose because the units are so fragile. If they get caught or abducted or fungled, they kind of just die really quickly.
Yeah, and I would say though they took a pretty inefficient trade, their Zerg is still doing really nicely. They're up to 79 workers now. 5th base is already done. Going for those Hydra upgrades. I know that Neuro, he likes to go Hydra Viper versus Battle Mech to try to pull in all of those Cyclones. I find that to be a little difficult myself, but I'm definitely not as skilled as he is.
Oh, nice.
And as I say that, all these Hellions roasting up drones.
Yeah, this is important because the thing is, Terran is ahead and really doesn't care about throwing away the Hellions. And the Zerg is like at that point where, as you said, if they get that economy up and keep it up, they recover. But that's a big if.
It's very difficult as well. Once a mech player gets up to 4 bases, if they start expanding 5th, 6th, it's just their supply and their income gets so out of control so quickly. But another swap coming up here. Let's see how the 10-minute mark goes for them.
Yeah, this is looking a little tough from the Zerg side of things. I think a lot of it is going to come down to potentially some control. And actually, with Nina going in, I feel like we might be able to see some good engagements if they're are any in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, we don't have the Infestor energy upgrade, but I do see that there is an Infestor there. I don't know if that was maybe accidental or
I think it probably was. The one Infestor.
The cursory Infestor. I mean, it's not a bad idea, especially versus, battle cruisers. It lets your Hydras be able to catch up to them, and especially Cyclones as well.
Yeah, that was a nice fungal. That was a very worthwhile fungal.
Yeah.
I like Vibe being very bold with the BCs, too. As soon as he got control, he teleported all 3 of them across.
Yeah.
Just going to get as much damage as possible.
And, meanwhile, the Cyclones.
Over.
Yeah, going to try to take out that 5th base there. It's going to be a little bit scary here. Zerg's going to have to multitask pretty well. But if anyone can do it, it'd be Nina.
Those Hydras. So I think they're still slow Hydras by the looks of it.
Oh, no. No upgrade?
Yeah, they have range. So range a little bit better for defending if you have to pick one or the other. But yes, they don't even have they don't have Hydra speed on the way.
Yeah, especially against Cyclones, it's so important because you gotta get on top of those bad boys. They'll just keep punching you in the face and running backwards and punching you in the face. It's one of the most irritating units to play against if you've got an immobile composition. So they start the upgrade now. Thankfully, you got 3 players all looking at it. 2 backseat players usually will notice upgrades missing.
Yep. I think I'm realizing, and it may have been common sense actually, but I haven't thought of it till just now. I think a lot of these games, they're not necessarily being decided, but it looks like the easier your army is to control versus like what it requires to defend against, the better off it is for your team. Because it's just, I mean, Battle Mech, not to say that there's no skill involved in it, but you can kind of have an easier time getting out. Oh shit! What did I just do?
Oh no!
I clicked the wrong button, boys.
Oh no!
All right, we'll just resume it from
replay.
Watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got that link getting DM'd to you.
Yeah, sounds good. I accidentally hit the rewind, so we'll resume it from replay. It's all G.
Okay. We okay.
Well. Yeah, hold on. We can still go, and the stream
we could
still
just get Apop
to
hit the pauses for us, and you could watch on that link I DM'd you. Apop,
yeah. I've. Yeah. Oh, the game is still going. Is that what's happening here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just gonna keep going, and somebody else will hit the pauses.
Yeah, keep going.
Actually, Chicken Man, you got the fastest response time, so you do the pauses if you would, please, for us.
Love it.
Yeah.
Nope. Sounds good. So yeah, just have them swap, and that's perfect.
Is Chicken Man a
Kinda can pause as well.
Yeah,
Kinda can also pause.
I should have referee.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Covering that, my pause button on my keyboard doesn't work, so I have to actually open the menu and do it every time.
Oh my god, that's a pain. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, by the way, there's always someone in every stream chat. You don't need to open the menu and press the button. You know how Beckett, when it first came out of the map pool, was bugged and didn't have like a rewind button or whatever? I don't know. The buttons were in different places or something. So I remember, accidentally clicking that one game because I was using like, I was like, oh yeah, go to pause the game or something. And I was like, what? I just surrendered? I was like, what? The buttons are in different positions. Oh my.
Oh boy.
Oh, those banelings aren't ready.
That's a lot of Banes, but
that's a lot of scans.
There. That's some BM scans. The tanks are here.
Scans. Yep.
Oh, you can't go down that ramp. No, the tanks. Oh my god, the Cyclone Hellion drive into the banelings?
That's
a
flank with the Hydras.
On both sides.
That was also BM.
BC does go down there. Now, what does Zerg have on the way? 36 more Zerglings. I mean, there's not many Blue Flame Hellions left, so that might be able to hold a bit, and there are some Vipers available. There's a lot of Cyclones, though.
Yeah, you're really hyping this up. I appreciate you really giving Zerg that opportunity. That's some really good caster energy from you. But
this is not as over right now. I mean, it might be over, but it's not like a slam dunk over.
Yeah, there's always the dream when especially there was like no Hellions where like the Lings surround and all the tanks friendly fire and stuff, and you're like, whoa. It's just like it's a 1 in 100 back at that point, and that was of course 30 seconds ago, not now. This is dead Zerg walking, floundering, and
I just looked up at the supply. It's pretty over, but I suppose for just the sake of doing it, pause coming up in about 6 seconds. Yeah, they're floating command
Oh,
centers over to
no.
them. Oh, okay. Well, they're
Oh
just
my
gonna GG out.
Game paused.
BM.
There
Damn.
it is.
Ooh.
Damn. Brutal.
So
Sad.
rude. I guess we're finding out which team is more BM here.
Excuse me. We started this series trying to play a macro game, like literally professional as possible, and then they go mass carrier turtling behind cannons. They brought this on themselves.
I see. I see. Okay. Blame the other team, huh?
That's when their fault.
I like the strategy though. They tried to go for the Hydra response versus the battlecruiser, and that just seems like such a difficult way to deal with that. That first couple BCs I went across the map got so much damage done, killing all those queens and Hydras that spawned. Was Battle Mech the plan from the beginning, guys, or did that kind of evolve over time?
Yeah.
It was a plan. Like Jason said already before I even suggested. Like we're going mech, battle mech.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I like to see it. So we'll let the other team decide on the next map. Do you guys have any clue what race and starting player you're going to do this time? I guess you can still wait for the map, of course. Random.
Yeah. We'll swoop someone in there.
Yeah.
I have no idea, honestly.
Okay, fair enough.
Figure it out.
I'm just going to throw a message over to them real quick.
Bring them in here. Apparently, we're talking shit now.
What now?
I noticed there was a difference in the battlecruiser usage. There is the Jason kind of ethos of the first one, just floats across slowly and like turns around for an overseer, and then there is the vibe, grab them and teleport them in and start killing shit ASAP.
Let's go. Get in there quick. I made sure before my turn was over as well. I threw in like 7 command centers just to make sure we were good to go.
Set up the person who's after you for success.
And then later, Jason just floats him to their base. He doesn't even use them.
I just needed the vision, dude.
So I
You're just like big creep humors.
Yeah.
Wait, who was controlling the big fight? Was that Jason or
at the end?
Okay. Yeah, like just with the when the tanks were set up below the choke point.
Yeah,
whoever was BMing with scans and running things up.
Oh yeah, that was
veins.
There was like eight cyclones and hellions like walked up and hugged some banelings. I was like, is this BM or is this
is this BM or is this Miss Micro? Which one is it?
Yeah, I'm like, do I make fun of you or your opponents?
Well, we've got the blue team here now as well. GG, well played, guys. Kind of a tough one.
Hey, ya champs. How's it going?
What's up, big boy?
Hey. Those blue flame hellions into the 4th base, that wasn't very cool, dude.
I think that was me. Wait, was that you playing at the time? Or was that Sal?
It was Jason's idea, no doubt.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. I literally said this is stupid because you just lost all the hellions.
But, wow, that's rude.
I actually knew it wasn't Jason because
I was like talking about how making more than 2 battlecruisers is making more than 2 paperweights. That's all I was talking about.
Oh, make sure you join the lobby, guys.
Okay.
I did.
Great. Not the only person in the call, Sal.
Okay, good. Well, I was empty and I was the only one sitting here and I didn't see the observers. So I was like, did I join like the wrong?
No.
What did I do? Okay, we're good.
The Sal only lobby.
Yeah, exactly.
OnlySal.com.
All right. Well, the blue team has told me their starting player in their race, but red team has still yet to decide.
Red team is difficult.
Do you want some alone time to figure that out?
Talk to yourselves.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
What's the plan?
Yeah, go to the red team channel.
Okay, red team is off deliberating.
Okay, so whose idea was it for the defense against battlecruisers? So who decided the Hydras into Lingbane?
The idea was Lingbane Hydra. I thought they were going to play Bio, but I forgot that mech is easier. So they probably just chose to go mech because it's easier. And they did have some non-Terran main players. Terran was going to be a pretty tough matchup for us because Kathy's second is Terran. And Vibe's Terran it's not too bad. So we had some issues with like units being all over the place and not really hotkeyed. So yeah, that's a challenge, I think, with this mode in general.
The steel command, it makes things really difficult.
If you guys could change your color to blue real quick, Sal, because I think they can't. There we go.
And Zerg.
Thank you. All right, so it looks like
Zerg
it
or Terran?
yeah, so we're starting this one with Nina, Kata, so I think, it actually doesn't matter, but yeah, we gotta swap them to Zerg.
I think Sal's the only one who can do that.
Correct.
Sal.
Okay. And they are starting with Protoss and Jason, so I think we are pretty much ready on this one. Any closing words about this match before we get started?
None at all.
None at all.
All right.
I'm having fun.
Fantastic. We'll send you guys to your corners and get it going then.
All right.
Good luck.
All right, time for more Void Rays.
I think after that last game, blue team is salty. Honestly, let's be real. They're like, oh, we're having fun. Even Neuro, there was like an edge of salt in his voice there. Like, when people are floating command centers into your base like that, you're not having a good time.
I'm having fun, guys. Yay. No, I hope that ignites some kind of fire.
Oh, yeah, you know it.
Awakens some cheesy strategies maybe out of Sal. Sal, I'm not familiar with what his TVP is supposed to look like. Or I guess it's Zerg here. Never mind.
They're going for Zerg. I would love to see some cheese though. I think this is the perfect time for a 12 pool.
Yeah.
And really test those defenses.
Jagannatha, a very good map for it, so maybe they were thinking to go for a 12 pool type of play here. Not sure.
You guys are here talking strategy. I've just been staring at their cameras before the loading into game.
It's a 12 pool.
Oh.
They just canceled the drone that they were making. Yep, they're 12 pulling.
It's a good map for it.
This is a great map for it. And I think that a 12 pull should hit right around the swap time. So the red team is going to have to scramble a little bit in order to defend it nicely. Make sure everything's on hold position. I think you go for no harassment with the first zealot. I don't know. There's so many different ways you can hold a 12 pull.
I think definitely the big danger is getting that zealot surrounded. Like, thankfully, they're scouting early. Hopefully, that scout doesn't just hang to block the base, but actually goes up. And already seeing no drone, you should be thinking about it. But it's easy to underestimate. Like, everyone is like got a 12 pool defense down, and then they get surrounded. The Lings get in, or they think they've defended it, but their Nexus is just so delayed, and the Zerg is a bit greedy behind it, and they're in trouble. But that's a good scout. Second pylon drops immediately, which is very wise. That means you can chrono your 2 zealots out straight away. So this looks like a really smooth response.
Oh, gets the hatch down, though. That's actually a bit of an issue there. That means that they don't have to wait at home with any of the Zerglings. They can just run them straight across the map here. And looks like they get a nice wall up, and they are... Yeah, this is looking pretty solid so far, but it's going to rely on whoever takes the controls next to not lose everything. The cybernetics core in the middle there, a little bit more exposed. It does have an extra 100 sort of HP shield combination, but we'll have to see.
I mean, these Zerglings need to not throw their lives away. They need to go for that gateway on the right side. Not the Cybercore, the gateway. I don't think that Cybercore is the right choice. We're going to do the swap. Of course, that Cybercore has an extra 100 hit points, but not just that, it's so close to the choke point that the Zealot can easily come out and force some of those Zerglings off the Cybercore, whereas I think that gateway down to the right actually has enough surface area for 4 or 5 Lings to attack it, but oh my god! Oh, this is so intense.
Yeah.
It's pretty dicey here. This is
Neuro's
really
back
control-based.
He's not lost any of the Lings yet, and it is a second Zealot coming out. A Stalker to follow it up. A little bit interesting. Maybe they won't be able to have as much pressure on the other side of the map. Normally, I'm used to seeing Adepts for this. But Stalker will definitely keep them away.
It'll deny the Overlord, so they won't see the tech follow-up, which is nice. Zealot Micro is pretty good so far. Nexus goes down 237, so it's not bad, but as always, 12 Pool gets that hatchery down way earlier, and I love it when the Zerg doesn't take gas and is just super greedy. Just drones, queens, takes the third base and goes from there. This is a good surround for the Zerg as well. This
nice
feels
pickup
really
on the
good
Zealot.
for Zerg. That's actually awesome.
I think they're in a real good spot. Only losing 3 Zerglings so far. Forces out 2 Zealots, loses one of them, and then goes for it. Stalker as well. And
I got excited. I
Stargate
thought there was
follow
going to
that
be a Roddy build. I thought we were skipping Warp Gate, but unfortunately, I think maybe making a mistake here, getting that Warp Gate.
Yeah, it was kind of lower priority, I guess. Wanted to get the Stargate up and was like, it's always so awkward after defending a 12 pool. You're kind of like, when do I get my Nexus? When do I put on my second gas? You're kind of balancing all this up. And without the adept counter pressure that normally comes out, I feel like the Zergs are taking advantage. Like, look at that drone count. The third base is on the way. They're not even thinking about gas just yet. I think Protoss is kind of doing a very vanilla follow-up. And Zerg should get a solid little boost into the mid game where they're going to be quite a little bit ahead.
Yeah, I'm liking the follow-up here from Zerg, but let's see if the next person is going to be able to take that and launch into the middle of the game as we go for another swap.
These swaps really do make it so complicated to know what's going to happen. It's like, it's impossible to tell. But we got Void Rays on one side of the map. You guys keep talking about how the Zerg's ahead, and all I'm seeing, Void Rays.
Game resumed.
There's one thing
Void
which
Rays
I know you know all about though, Chicken Man. Queen's walking across the map, and I think this is the map for it. Like, I feel it is gonna happen this game because the Zerg is gonna have such a nice setup. Like, it's so hard to resist Queen walking when you get a really good 12 pool opening like this.
That would be a wonderful choice. I think you're right. I think that's going to be their best chance maybe to take this one. Roaches and Queens, there's not a lot of finesse you need to have. Anybody could be controlling that and it'll still look all right. It's going to be more macro, just making sure you get your drone count up early enough. And I think that that can be really possible here.
Did we catch the players, by the way?
What's that?
Did we catch the players controlling?
Uppatry and Zerg.
Oh, yeah.
Uppatry and Zergirl. All right.
Yeah, so that's Uppatry on Zerg and Zergirl on Protoss.
Yeah, it does get a little confusing to keep everything straight. I want to make sure that I actually... So, red team's got 2 wins because they've won the last 2 games, and then blue team's got the 1 win so far with the first game, right?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Okay. All right. Just making sure I know where I'm at.
Oh, lots of Queens and Overlords building. Stop droning. Stop droning.
Yeah.
Walk the Queens.
How many
Walk
drones
the
are they at here?
Queens.
Right at about 5:30 is like the optimal time to get these Queens going. You can do it as late as 6, but at that point you risk a bunch of shield batteries and a couple cannons being down by that point. But let's see if they're playing.
Ooh, they're going heavy drones, but it's only 48 drones at the moment. 8 more on the way.
See, they're starting a lair. I don't think they're
though.
doing the Queen walk. They're not doing it. Yeah, they're not doing
it. You
should
always have a lair with the Queen walk, though. This peeves me off so much. Cyril, the most recent victim, because it's always that silly DT defense to a Queen walk. I'm like, it's not even expensive. Just make a lair. Just have it over. This is like my biggest pet peeve in the last few months of StarCraft is Zergs being like, you can't have a lair and walk Queens across the map. I'm like, you can. Just make the lair. Make an overseer with it every time. You've got to stop dying to DTs, guys.
Oh, yeah. Good call.
Extra 10 seconds.
Extra 10 seconds on that one. Extra 10 seconds.
I don't know if that's good or bad, honestly.
It's kind of funny. I think so what do you think we see with double Evo, guys? What is this?
You know,
I think it's melee ranged. That's going to be my guess here.
So you think like maybe Hydra Bane, or will it maybe just be really vanilla like Roach Hydra Lurker?
Yeah, it seems like it's just Roaches and Roach upgrades at the moment.
Oh, giving the Protoss a free pass to Skytoss though, that's dangerous.
Yeah, that's terrifying. We already watched that game. Game 1.
Role reversal though, right? Maybe they feel they have the answer.
So we have Jason playing Protoss right now and Nina playing Zerg. I am seeing some units move across the map, but it doesn't look like enough to.
No,
to
those
be-
are
those are slow Zerglings.
slowlings.
Oh, no.
Oh, they never got metabolic boost. Oh, well, I mean, they can technically still do stuff. There's not many ground units for them at the third.
Oh, a spy is going down. Okay, now I don't like this from Zerg. Because
I'm
double upgrades or spire, which way are you going?
Yeah,
you
which
know?
way you
Like,
want to go?
Especially with the 4th base continuing to be denied. 3 bases is not a lot of support for this.
Yeah, the obligatory hatchery cancels. And the thing is, and they've built another one on the other side, but there's no creep to it, so it could get
Yeah.
sniped as well. But thankfully, the Void Rays are going home. So Zerg's kind of macroing up, but I feel like that early lead has dissipated at this point because Protoss has been given enough time. And look at that greedy 4th in the corner. I love that corner base for Protoss. You can put a few cannons and batteries at their front, or a few
So hard
gateways.
to bust.
Yeah, this is a good position for the Protoss now. I think that was a real dangerous window in the mid game. But look at, like, I mean, there's so few units on the natural and the third and out front. It's like Protoss has gotten away with, like, I have a battery and a few Void Rays and 70 probes.
That's it.
They were very greedy, and it was kind of just let go by the Zerg. And I'm wondering if the Zerg team here has a good like concise strategy, because it feels like there's maybe a little wiffle waffling.
Yeah, it seems like they are changing directions a bit here. 1-1 finishing, but they're not going to try to hit any sort of timing by the looks of it. They just want to try to take this to the late game.
Oh, I think we got to get in the Zerg voice. Wait, because there's Void Rays coming across to harass, and they're clearly like going in multiple directions and not picking their mind up. So I think there might be a bit of internal fighting about what their choice is here.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind heading over to the blue team's channel either, Cobra, if you got the capacity for that.
Switch.
Okay. Get your guesses at the 4. That's good though. We're confirming double Stargate, so they're only going.
Yeah, mass voids. We can get some Vipers too. Worker count is up to 85 now.
They got an Oracle running around.
Yeah, doesn't matter that much.
Okay.
The 4th base is pretty good.
You can also start running up the 5th base a little bit.
Yep.
Or at least get something there.
Okay,
The Void Rays are in the middle.
Void Rays in the middle of the map.
Yep.
You need a few more corruptors. Watch the. Oh no.
Make roaches. Transfuse that.
You're attacking the hatch.
We're still up at 80 workers. It's not bad. Okay. Nice, nice.
Game paused.
Okay, yeah, that could have gone quite a lot more badly for them. They did lose a decent amount of drones there, but they were able to snipe a few of those Void Rays down at least.
I swear though, we've still got 85 workers. It's not that bad. Neuro could be standing on Pride Rock in the face of a goddamn tornado hurricane coming down bearing him, and he'd be like, "It's fine. I have a good stance and my sense of, I have good balance." I'm like, "What? You guys are in so much trouble.
You guys are screwed. It's game over, man." Two more
This is
Stargates
exactly what
coming up.
happens in these sort of games as well, where they're like, "Oh, I've got corruptors, I've got my roaches, but I go across. Oh, all the roaches died for nothing, but it's okay. We confirmed it's 2 Stargates. Oh, there's 10 charge lots come in. We have nothing but queens. We're gonna lose a base and a bunch of drones." Like, it's just one of these situations where now the Protoss gets to like pick, hey, am I playing air? Am I playing ground? Am I playing a bit of both? You really want to go first as the Zerg because your units are really good if you suddenly, use them to snipe things. But otherwise, unless you're an expert of expert spellcaster users, it's like you can't be reacting because the Protoss units are better. Void Rays destroy corruptors. Carriers beat everything that's not corruptors. And High Templar can feed back all your spellcasters. So Protoss has the naturally better units. They just build up a lot slower. So you kind of want to do bam, sudden corruptor wave, kill some stuff. Bam, sudden roach wave, kill some stuff, swap into something else.
Yeah,
So
that's
for
kind of...
me, yeah,
Oh,
it
go
looks
ahead.
hard.
That's kind of why I was surprised they didn't try to go for any of those timings. They hit 1-1. They didn't really have any roaches. They've hit 2-2. Still haven't really done anything with it. I mean, it's good to get your upgrades, of course, going to catapult you into a really good late game. But I think I would have, I agree, I would have loved to see maybe just like big wave of roaches as soon as 2-2's finished. Bam, let's try to just kill as many of the probes at your 4th base as we can while we send some lings into your natural or something like that, you know?
I like the Ultra Tech
plan's
coming
gonna
in.
be like to focus on a remax of something like corruptors and roaches, so that if somebody who doesn't have that finesse is playing, they can just hold the R key down and they'll have 2-2 or 3-3 by that point.
The corruptors just dove in and then disengaged just as we hit the pause. I was like,
oh, I'm waiting to catch one of these because you know it's got to happen. It's going to be in the middle of a giant battle that's just badly timed for both sides. Boom, pause right in the middle. That's when I thought of this idea for the Pylon show. That is literally the like type of thing that I was thinking of in my head. Like, all right, let's try to. I hope one of these pauses hits them right in the middle of a nice battle that they're trying to micro. Just really screw it up on both sides.
Yeah. We're pouring Vaseline on the floor for these players right now. We are trying to get them to break a leg right now. It's like anything we could do to handicap them.
Yeah, another Zealot run by coming in, though. Gonna be getting a lot of these drones.
Yeah, the drones are a little less important as we get to the bigger macro stage. Remaking like 6 drones isn't the end of the world. It's been fairly passive though. We haven't seen anybody really dive in. They're both happy to just macro up to the main army, the big army.
They did learn from the other game they played ZVP here. They have chitinous plating on the way. Looks like they're going to try to maybe go for some ultras. The melee upgrade, not as important as the armor upgrade is in this situation. But it looks like the Protoss army getting up to a similar type of composition here that they played against in the first game, where it was just a bunch of carriers and some Void Rays and a lot of ground Archons and High Templar.
There's no cannon battery this time around, like very little, like a few batteries there, but nothing compared to that previous game 1 of this series. Oh, I like this.
Are we gonna get this base? Oh, it's so close. They get it. They managed to get it.
Oh, the Corruptors pull back though.
They do. I think they could have maybe played a little bit more greedy, but if they did lose those Corruptors, that would just be the game there after losing all those roaches. So, you know, wanting to play safe is not a terrible idea, especially when you got to pause right now and swap the person that's playing.
So we got 8 ultras in the production tab as this happens. There's 4 more Corruptors. Man. Getting rid of the roaches was so important, but there's still way too many queens, and those queens aren't going to help that much in a fight. They'll help a little if you're really good at transfuse micro, but the Zerg has too many drones and too many queens, so they don't have anything close to enough anti-air to kill this. So if the Protoss pushes now, I think they win the game.
Yeah, and that seems to be what they're doing. They're going right on creep here. 9 carriers. There are 14 queens, like you said, but how useful are they going to be in this battle?
And they need to get these ultras in there, start taking these Archons out before the Corruptors could try to go in here.
Transfuses here would be great, but the Queens are a little late to the party, but the Corruptors come in now. This actually, you know what? This looks like it was very well timed for the Zerg.
Oh, yeah, there's not many Void Rays. There's not many Void Rays, and they're not fighting right now. Where's the recall?
And Prismatic Alignment is now on cooldown, and you really need that to beat those Corruptors as handily with the Void Rays as you need to.
Oh, the Corruptors stopped focus firing there. We saw them.
And those High Templars all go down too. Oh wow, the Ultras beautifully moving forward there and grabbing those HTs. That is wonderful.
I think
the F2 to make sure those Ultras are underneath.
Yeah, go kill the bases. They could kill the bases.
Yeah, start going with the Ultras, pull them back, start sniping with the Corruptors, put the Protoss in a weird spot.
Tail end of the Corruptor fights were really bad for the Zerg because they just did not focus fire at all. So the last 10, 12 Corruptors that died were kind of for naught.
Kind of for nothing.
Can do some big damage. I mean, they've both still got a big economy right now, but definitely the Zerg is going to find something here. Is this going to be worth losing so many Ultras, though?
I don't think it is. I kind of want to see them get out of here.
Oh,
the Corruptors are here
though. And just kind of leave.
I'm
not loving
okay,
it.
This is F2 town for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Game paused.
And we swap again. 2 minutes goes by in just a heartbeat here when everyone is just...
A lot happened in that 2 minutes,
yeah,
though.
so much.
Oh my god.
I think Zerg got ahead, and then I think Zerg got behind.
You know, this is actually the most educational stream I think that we're doing today here, this event, because this is like, we are seeing Archon players having a compromise and super high level players kind of dumb their compositions down just a little bit in a lot of these games. Like, that's kind of the theme, right? With the Ultra Corruptor, I mean, Dark uses this every game and most Zergs don't. Because they're like, no, technically the Protoss can defend it. They just like need to limit the surface area of the Ultras and like slowly move around. But we just saw those Ultras wipe out all the Storm and Archon, and then the Corruptors are pretty good.
Yeah, and there's no Storm on the ground, or at least it's not available because these Corruptors are able to poke in and try to snag one of these one of these carriers every now and again.
Oh, this, I don't know about
kind of an expensive trade.
It was an expensive
The shield battery
trade,
is really keeping those carriers from dying too quickly. I think you do need to be able to one-shot them. We got Vipers out now. Unless those just fly in and die, which I think is a definite possibility. I think that's going to be really useful.
I think they just realized as well they didn't have any air attack upgrades going, so they've just started +1 now. Is maybe they flew those Corruptors and expecting to one-shot a couple of those carriers, and it did not really work out that way.
Do they have Carapace at least?
No, they have nothing.
+3 Carapace. Flyer
Carapace. Oh, do they? Oh, yeah, no, they do. You're right.
Okay, so they're tanky, but they're not so good at sniping. The Corruptors also need to all stack up, so they all shoot at once. So this is Magic Box Micro, which is
it's
people often
DT
talk
time
about
though. It's Dark Templar o'clock, and it's my favorite time of day.
bunch of creepy douchebaggy invisible dudes chopping up your defenseless children workers. Seriously,
it's amazing. They don't have blink though. That's really sad.
The Overseer does finish up here. And let's go ahead and swamp the player.
I love the attacking the Spore Crawler when there's an Overseer. That's quality.
Things you do. The muscle memory lies deep, right? Like.
Oh, is it neat? Oh, sorry. There
Who we got going?
All right.
It's Nina and Jason by the looks of it here.
Yeah, Nina and Zerg, Jason on Protoss.
Okay, let's see if there aren't many High Templar in that army right now. I think there might only be 1 or 2, is that I saw?
There's 4 around, but I think you're right. I think there might just be 1 with the army.
Storm and feedback are kind of the most important part of this. This is a bit more of an A-movie kind of control going on from Jason and composition that's been handed to him. So he is maxed out. He's going to go for it. Abduct's coming in, and some pretty good snipes. The Spores are going to
nice feedbacks, though.
Losing those Vipers, though. Ugh.
Oh, it's all on one control group. Nina, you got to split those units up.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, the Corruptors, the Archons.
Oh, the Corruptors are going down. The Archons are just murdering them, dude.
Oh, you could see them focus fire. Jason was shift-clicking those Archons on the Corruptors.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. The splash was brutal.
Now the Corruptors go in with like 3 hit points. They don't have enough to focus fire these carriers down.
Yeah.
I think we're about to see Protoss maybe win another one of these. But 15 Corruptors on the way.
Oh, you got to pull back. Those Ultras came out and cleared the ground army, right? Like they could have cleared the ground army, then the Corruptors go in. But we saw like that has to be the way you dance it. You cannot go Corruptors first, or the Archon Storm is just too deadly.
It's Remax time, but I do think Protoss has a bit of an advantage here. The traits have been pretty close to even. So it's not the biggest disparity, but it does feel like if the engagements are going to keep going that way. But we have another swap about to come up.
Yeah.
So the next engagement, who knows?
And I think they've started to kind of time these out appropriately. It seems like they're pulling the units back, even if they're harassing. They're kind of just running them back to their base. Once the 2 minutes look like they're about to be up.
Yeah.
So they're getting smart. They're getting smart.
I really love this balance. About 5-6 High Templar, 4-5 Archons, and then just a ton of carriers. I don't like the Tempests. I think they're an absolute waste of time. I think there's just one in there that's just kind of like, hey guys, I'm helping, and it kind of survives every fight.
I think that must have been accident.
Was it a misclick?
Was it a misclick?
Can I be part of the fight, guys? I'm a really helpful unit.
I could shoot from really far away.
Yeah.
You do less damage than a stalker, though. What the hell?
Long distance probe zap. It's basically what it is.
This looks like an awkward kind of positioning here. The Corruptors are flying behind, getting this base. And it looks like 13 more Corruptors.
Oh, they've trapped themselves, though. Oh, the Archons on the left and the carriers in the storm
coming
in.
Oh, God.
Cobra Venom, lock the camera back. Thank you.
My bad. Sorry.
No.
Oh, geez. So that was a lot of Corruptors that went down for just a base there. Yikes.
Can you guys describe what happened in that fight for those of us who didn't?
That was my bad. I messed up something, not Kata's fault.
Every single Zerg player needs to not think about that fight. And if you're Protoss, it felt really good. That's what I'll tell you.
Basically, the Corruptors skirted the edge of the map. They went behind the base that was on the right side that only has cannons in the front, and they started caustic spraying. Meanwhile, the carrier High Templar mob went to the north side of that base, cutting off the retreat path, and the Corruptors flew right through it into the storms, into all those carriers. They still were able to save a decent amount of these Corruptors, more are alive than I expected, honestly.
And those were some great catches.
Here.
Yeah,
that's
that
actually
was
really sick.
good. And the Corruptor army is at 37. That is a huge amount of Corruptors. I mean, that's that one-shot territory.
I always love it because whenever you do those Corruptor moves into the back, right, it's always high risk, high reward. It's like, it's. I mean, you know, it's like, do you get in there and you desecrate the sacred mining spot of the Protoss, or do you get caught midstream and the handcuffs get slapped on you and you're like, oh, this is the most embarrassing thing to go to prison for.
Yeah, this was definitely a caught red-handed situation, but again, looks like the Corruptors are starting to gain a little bit of traction. They got to get a few of those snipes there. No Vipers here. Yeah, no Vipers in this army, but 37 Corruptors and 5 Ultras at the moment. No production for the Zerg right now. They're just kind of massing up spores. It looks like they're going to try to go for maybe the slow push type of style, where they just try to control as much of the map as possible. Some DTs, though, snaking their way in. It looks like maybe they saw some blur lines. Yeah, they saw them move past there, so they're going to take care of those with the Ultras.
Nice. I gotta say, I like the choice to not make new Vipers. I think you don't need Vipers right now. I think in general you should, but maybe in this situation.
There's no heavy Void Ray, right? So it's like this is more the carrier army.
Yeah.
So it's like it's only really for Abduct that you want them. So I got to agree, dude. Like it's like, are you gonna pull off those Abducts really well consistently? Because if not, don't bother.
Yeah, just leave them. So we got Zerg Girl is controlling Protoss. Looks like maybe just taking a defensive type of posture here. Meanwhile, Sal trying to just secure a few more bases and I think just remax that army.
There is a mothership -400 out coming up, I think.
Yeah, there is.
But yeah, it's very funny how they're kind of just chilling for now. As I say that, though, the Protoss army dives in on that Zerg. And the Corruptors are kind of nowhere to be found. Where are they? They're MIA.
They're swooping in. They're coming in now, but there's only 12 seconds left on this player's current turn, and then it's going to swap over. Is it my dream?
No. Oh,
no.
No.
Oh,
that's why the Ultras have to go in first.
Game paused.
It's happening. It's happening.
Oh, no. So you said that was Sal, right?
Yeah.
That was Sal.
Sal throw.
Sal throw.
Oh my god. Massive throw.
All right, let's see how we can do this here. I think it's just going to be immediate evacuation by the Zerg, trying to save as many of those Corruptors as possible. Is there any storm energy available? It looks like their storms have been used up, but there's still 4 Archons, which can definitely take all these Corruptors out.
There's 5 Immortals on the ground, too, so those Ultras are just getting demolished.
Oh my god.
How about the carrier count?
Carrier has been taken care of.
Yeah.
Oh, they're making more ultras. I think that's actually a mistake here with how many immortals there are out. 10 ultras on the way. Holy moly.
If there's enough, I was going to say if there's enough lings and there's not enough archons and then 5 more
There's
archons
so
walk up,
many
I'm like,
archons right now. I really want to see, have they put down, make the Greater Spire, guys. Just have it. This would be a nice situation to take these low health corruptors and just bam, spam them into broods.
I think Blinding Cloud is actually so good against this army if you're using ultras as well. Because if you can kind of flank it and then drop Blinding Clouds, a lot of the Protoss units get kind of stuck in the middle, unable to fire. And your ultras can actually kill immortals reasonably quickly. You've just got to make sure that they're surrounded and they're blinding them. Yeah, take them out quick.
I think they're going to have to give up this base over here. The Corruptors are flying around, going to try and see what they can do now that they see they're not really remaxing into air again. Not the greatest engage, though.
Lord. These immortals are having a day, dude. It's an absolute party for the Protoss.
Oh, gosh.
It was a lot of drones, a lot of bases going down.
21 drones going down here, but only 15 seconds left until they have to switch over the controller.
I don't know if it's gonna matter.
The Greater Spire is coming up now, or it's just started, actually. I think it's a little too late, but we'll see.
That is a lot of ultras.
Space cows assemble!
That is so many.
There's a recall on that Protoss army. Try to get the immortals out of there at least.
Did they
I
get
think
them?
That's a good choice.
It looks like
actually,
no.
Every single immortals got out of there.
Yeah, 9 immortals now. All these ultras are just completely useless. God. I mean, jeez Louise.
That is insane.
I believe Percy, I don't know if they can Green Mile can be heard just smacking his baton along the bars of the cage, saying, dead man walking. Dude, the blue team is they're walking around right now. They're acting like they're alive, but they are gone. There's nothing they can do. They're so dead.
Yeah, I don't know how they could possibly do this one here. I mean, maybe if they could get to 9 Broodlords, the Greater Spire finishing up pretty soon. I don't know who's controlling Protoss right now. It's Vibe. Vibe definitely has that killer instinct. But I think he's playing a little timidly here. There's just ultras now in this army, and your mortals are just going to absolutely slap him.
He's just making sure he doesn't get surrounded, I think. Pulls back to the choke. Yeah, he says, no.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a nice surround for the Zerg. It's about as good of a fight as you could ever hope to get. But, oh my god, those ultras.
It's not happening. Those ultras are just... I looked away for a second and they're gone.
I thought you guys were meant to be commentating. You guys keep saying ultras. I don't see any ultras, guys.
Yeah. All right, and red team gonna go ahead and take that game. A commanding lead of 3-1 as Protoss wins another game here, but a well played to both teams on this one.
Once again, Void Rays remaining undefeated so far today.
Yeah. That's true. Void Rays have just managed to take every game.
What's with these teams trying to go so complicated? I'm like, come on, walk those queens across the map. I stand by it. Would have been sick.
Welcome back, red team. Another win under the belt. Now leading by 3.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
GG. Well played. That was sick.
I knew that cheeky ultra switch was coming. I've seen Neros play before.
Yeah, that was some metagaming there. There was a moment where we were just wondering, oh man, okay, all the air is actually gone for Protoss here. If they could maybe just turn all these low health corruptors into broods, and then 10 more ultras on the way. And it's just, oh no, there's so many immortals on the map. That is tough. That is absolutely tough.
Did we only have 2 robos? I was like, can we keep up with this? Was that all from 2?
Yeah, well, we made the second one like at 18 minutes or something, like super late.
Okay.
Like in 7 or 8 of them popping out of the hatchery. It's like, okay, go start rolling now.
Well, I guess the cool thing there is if they're literally immortals and none of them ever die and they get recalled even to safety, it's like, oh wow, you guys, they survived a lot of fights. Those immortals.
It was scary. It was my turn. I was like, oh, thanks, Jason. You put me into a bad spot. And he's like, recalling right now. Bye. I'm fucking out of here.
Well, I saw all those ultras. I was just like, bye-bye, recall.
Pretty good
I have
ability.
a quick question for the winning team. If a queen walk with roaches came across the map, do you think you could have defended it? Because I think you guys would have got wiped.
Oh, we had 2 centuries, dude. We predicted that 2 centuries with force fields, like MC level force fields. We had it easy.
That's some confidence there. I guess you've got to be confident, though. You know, I mean, can't show any weakness. We were looking at how juicy that Queen Roachwalk was looking there, and they opted to go into the mid game instead.
Yeah, no, we were kind of scared. We saw the Spire though. We did actually. Jason scouted the Spire with the Oracle, so that was a pretty big move for them. But yeah, I mean, if they actually pushed us with a bunch of queens and a bunch of roaches, that would have actually been pretty hard because we had a very low gateway count as well.
Who opened up? Because it was a really nice wall off. Who did that?
I did.
That was Jason.
Well done, Jason. Because if that wall off wasn't quite like that, whoever took over from you was going to have a harder time against that 12 pool.
That was stressful because I was thinking about how to like set it up for the next person so that they like knew what I was trying to get at.
Okay, it looks like Romanticide is going to be the next map here. Any thoughts on what you guys are going to try to start for in Romanticide? What race you guys thinking?
We have to play Terran now, right? Because we just played Zerg and Protoss.
Yeah, that would be then.
Sounds right.
Well,
seems correct. Terran it is. Well, we'll go ahead and talk with the blue team a little bit while we're getting this one set up, guys. But good luck, have fun in this next one. You're 1 map away.
Yeah, tell Sal I said he sucks. I'll know what it means.
Okay, well,
you suck.
The BM just doesn't stop.
I know he's being carried, so it's fine.
I see. Okay.
Exactly.
He's being carried by Void Rays, I think.
Oh, God. It's disgusting. It's
disgusting. Just disgusting. That game was looking pretty, pretty back and forth on both sides. There were a couple times where, that was a really fun one to watch there. Any strategy going into this one on Romanticide here? You guys let me know. You're starting with Sal, the ringer, and you're going to be going for Protoss.
I'm going first because I'm definitely the worst at Protoss.
Just to double check a statistic from this event so far, has Protoss lost?
No.
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
No.
Just wanted to be double checking
that. Void Rays have 100% win rate.
Yep. Me not saying that Protoss is probably the easiest race for this has not like helped him feel much better so far, I don't think.
I like how we literally just got the neuro equivalent of, oh my God, Imba!
Just confirming a statistic. Just want to double check the facts real quick here. According to my notes, I believe Protoss is not lost.
Yeah. At some point, it goes from wine to fact, and this is that point.
I didn't say anything was overpowered at all.
No, you're right.
He's just checking statistics.
You made us realize it all on our own.
He's just checking statistics. So red team here is actually playing for match point, a little bit of catch up to do for blue team. Any strategies in mind to try to close that gap?
We're going to build Void Rays.
Okay, all right.
Are you kidding?
I think we just need Nina in the lobby.
They also already used like their free win card with Protoss already, so they have to win, I think, one more game, and I mean we still got our Protoss card to use. So,
all right. So basically, Protoss is just being treated as the ace in the hole.
Nina joined the team. There we go.
Gotta be blue.
All righty. So we've got Team Blue here. If you could swap over the color, that would be awesome. And then you guys are starting Protoss. Sal's going to be leading the charge for your team. And I believe that Team Red is going for Terran. So we can go ahead and swap you guys over to your channels and get this one started as soon as you guys change the color to blue. I think, Nina, that has to be you.
Got it.
Perfect.
Cool. Thank you very much. All right, guys, if you're ready, head on over to your corners and we'll get this one going.
Get in your corners.
Basically trying to say, get the hell out of this channel so we can get going.
So I like this talk kind of half jokingly about Protoss being easier, being more powerful, winning all of its games. Do you think at some point all 6 super high level pro streamers, pro gamers can put their brains together, and maybe one of them could consider actually blind countering what is obviously going to be a Void Ray play from the other team when they play Bros. Like, do you think they could rub a couple of neurons together and maybe come to that conclusion, or?
Well, they've been playing Protoss very well, so I'm going to assume there aren't any neurons to rub together.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
they've ironed out all of the wrinkles in their brain. They're just
right.
completely smooth chicken cutlets, if you will.
Yeah, that's when the Void Rays work the best.
Yeah, that's how you get extra speed and you become one with the Void Ray, honestly. So
it's just a perfectly smooth glass surface. There's no porousness or anything.
What would you guys try to do to blind counter this one?
Sorry,
if you knew your opponent was going
TVP?
Void Rays. Yeah, TVP.
Oh, I'd just SCV scout and then just do a one base like stim or a one base double factory magfield cyclone or something if I confirm it. But you just scout early. It looks like they're going to do proxy barracks though, because they sent one of the first SCVs. So
yeah,
this is the North American counter to proxies. It's proxy them before they can proxy you.
Love it.
Man.
So yeah, Alessandro here let us know that Jason rather said go 4 racks proxy. So they're gonna just try and end this one before they can get to the Void Rays. We'll see if it works out for them.
And there's a low ground pylon.
Oh,
low ground pylon. Wait, is this bad for Protoss or?
Bad for Protoss, yeah, because it can get depowered. You've got to pull your probes so far to try and defend your gateway. Yeah. Whereas if they have to go up into your main, it's much further for them to come. Your gateway's easy to protect.
Wait, they
your probes
canceled the barracks at home. Okay, yeah. But there's only one SCV on that side of the map. That doesn't seem like that's enough to proxy 4 racks.
Is this two Reapers? One proxied, one at home?
They have.
Well, no, they canceled the barracks back at home.
Doing. This is the most confused build I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This is.
They're doing
oh my
their best.
god, dude! This is my mate. This is my mate Jackson's build. He's just come back. He was in Silver League for a while doing this. It's where you build a barracks at home and you hope that they don't have even the most basic understanding of timing. They go, "There's a barracks there."
Oh, and they go back and they see it's gone.
And it's 45 seconds late to begin with as well. It's like, what? It's like, this makes no sense. Why is there 2 gases? What is this for? This is the worst proxy I've ever seen.
I love this. I love this so much. Can we head over to the blue team channel just to try to see what their thought process is? Just to try to understand what the heck is happening.
Here we go, Alio.
3 seconds to swap.
Second guess?
Yeah,
okay.
I should have been more clear. I'm so sorry.
And now we pray to God.
Good luck.
Fuck.
It's okay. You got
It's
this.
got to be battery, right? Like right away.
I think it's going to be a bunch of Reapers.
It's, yeah.
I know what he's doing. He's done it to me before.
Rip.
Isn't it unethical to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Very unethical. Wait, maybe not. Where is the proxy?
In before third.
Oh, there it is.
Proxy Marauder.
Oh, it's the Marauder one.
This is
So we're sacking the natural and rebuilding everything in the main.
Yeah.
This is looking real good for Terran.
You know, this is so weird because I think with this push, if they just pulled all their like 15 probes with a Stalker or 2, they could maybe defend. But I don't mind the pullback to the high ground. Concussive was a bit late, so they didn't get to tag the Stalker. It got out of there the first time. I think there's no reason to even be pulling probes. You can actually just fight this head-on with Stalkers. Even one Stalker alone should be able to... because there's no second gateway unit, actually.
The second gate just finishing now. 30 seconds left for Nita to take control and try to get as much work done here as possible.
And the shield battery is going down so quick, and this bunker, it just barely doesn't finish.
Oh, I don't think it matters, though. Yeah,
the Immortal.
Oh, my lord.
Immortal, maybe?
Immortal's on the way. It's about halfway done here. 10 seconds on their turn before they got to swap in. I think it's Neuro.
I mean, that pylon going down doesn't stop the immortal coming out.
Yeah.
The shield battery's out of energy, but there is a second one on the way.
And they're not really following up. They just started their orbital at home. So this is not, oh, they've got an expansion behind us. They just started their orbital.
Okay, the immortal's out here. Another shield battery going down. They're pulling the probes to try to block a little bit, or maybe try to surround these marauders.
Oh, doesn't quite.
Yeah, but now there's no high ground vision. Oh, that's a lot of probes going down.
So the Nexus is still alive? The Nexus is still alive?
Man.
Oh, I don't know.
The 10 probes is an issue.
Oh, concussive.
Oh, the
is so
concussive.
Good.
Oh, okay.
And there's nothing else on the way. I mean,
they haven't started anything. They have they don't have anything on the way.
Shield batteries are pretty good, but I don't know if they're this good.
They're not that good. Yeah. Oof.
Oof. Yeah, the just the lack of shame, I guess, here from the red team. Certainly the most unethical way, I think, to play StarCraft, and really shows you the power.
Clever to time that out.
All right, we've got both teams here now. Man, that was a sticky, tricky one.
How's it going? How's it going, guys?
It's pretty good, you cheesy piece of shit.
Wait, did I just hear Jason get banned from Sal's channel? I think I heard
I wouldn't ban him.
How you doing, Sal? You okay, buddy?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
That was dirty.
I'm a little bit conflicted because I love you guys, like some of the best people in the world, and two of the grossest builds that you can possibly do in this game were pulled out in this best of 7.
And both of them were Jason's idea.
I agree.
I'll let you know
because that
right
first
now.
game where you mass carrier behind cannons was all worth it.
That was a starting point. You did this to yourself.
That was the
Your
line
fault.
in the
We
sand.
played a macro game.
We played a macro game. Fuck you. We played a macro game.
Proxy Marauder.
Yeah, that's macro, dude.
Hey, we made an orbital behind it and dropped mules.
Yeah. Do you want to know? Do you want to actually know what happened that game? Okay, so first we built the barracks at home, and then we canceled it because we realized we wanted to proxy. And then second, what was the second thing?
Supply block.
We got supply blocked. So you had to
we got
coast
supply
the
blocked.
Over at CV.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the most insane matches I've seen so far, especially when you know that you have to swap players in every 2 minutes. In general, did you guys have a fun time?
Yeah, I think one of the main things that this tournament really showed was the strategies that are noob friendly, because for a lot of us, we're playing off our main race and we don't really know what we're doing. And certain builds, even if you don't know what you're doing, they can still have pretty high percentage. So that was probably really informative for viewers or people looking to maybe get their feet wet with Protoss or whatever.
I learned a shit ton.
I just want to say one Void Ray probably would have won that game.
Which game? All the games?
The last,
yeah, if we just built
all of them. Exactly.
Any game.
That was our
game.
mistake.
Yeah, I should have listened to Sal. He was like, Proxy Void Ray, go.
Oh yeah, I wanted to. And then it's like,
What
no,
was
come
the-
on, we have a soul. And then there you
Really? Wow.
Soul doesn't win
Proxy
tournaments.
barracks. Oh
You
my
found
God.
the one Protoss player with a soul, and it's Nina.
There
That
it is, dude.
You found him. So what was going to be the plan there with the low ground wall off? What was the thought for you guys?
It was a bad idea. It was my idea. Like I just figured Sal knew what he was doing because he's played.
What are you
PvP.
giving me shit for?
Sal.
Like the first pylon was late. He's like, "Do I leave this?
Oh my
do I
God.
You
know what?
Asking like basic StarCraft.
I didn't pull this shit on you when you were like, so when do I build the depot? Like,
I didn't
when
get
do
a
you build
chance
the
to.
depot? Right away. But no, I was like, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Then we come out here. No, your pylon was like, 15 minerals late. Okay, you're a piece of shit. Okay, it's all your fault.
It would have been game changing in that game. What do you mean?
Absolutely would have changed the outcome of 7 proxy marauders destroying us. They had no idea what was going on. You're
Blue
right.
team is ripping themselves apart. Oh no.
Dude, we have had such good team morale these last few games.
Yeah.
Like, we're killing
Every
it.
game, we're just like complimenting each other. Hey, really nice macro, dude. Nice engagement right there.
Yeah,
Wow, good job.
I'm having a blast over here on the team.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, at least I'm gonna sleep well tonight, knowing that I didn't do proxy marauder.
Yeah, and we didn't proxy void ray either. We're just moral on every level.
Yeah.
You know, it was 3-1 in moral victories.
Y'all are gonna go into church, and the pastor's gonna be calling people out for their bullshit cheese builds, and you're gonna feel that guilt in your heart because you know you did it.
It's all your fault.
No, that was
awesome. It sounds like it. I know that we the casters had a blast. We were kind of ducking in and out of your guys' channels, just listening to how you were, what the thought process was, and how you guys were trying to decide what the best thing to do, and that was super. I thought it was just pretty fun to watch and see.
Yeah, I noticed you hopping in, so I was trying not to break TOS during those periods of time.
Thank you.
Yeah. But when we weren't in there, the TO like out the window, right?
Out the window,
Definitely. Yeah.
What was the biggest difference between our chats and stuff?
I mean, depending on what was going on, if something, honestly, for both of you guys, like the first game when Vibe and Jason and Kathy, you guys were playing Zerg, there was definitely not as much panic than we were expecting. I'm not sure if it was just the first game and that was kind of, you're just getting used to everything, but you guys actually were pretty similar in your chats. I mean, I don't know that I noticed anything too different, but there were some definite panic times. One thing that I noticed as the games happened, your teams kind of evolved to, as the 2 minutes were coming up, you would pull whatever units you're attacking with back. Like, even if you're harassing, everyone would just pull their units backwards and sort of try to reconvene, unless you were like taking a stomp of a fight. Then you would just try and do as much damage as possible before they can get their bearings. And also, I noticed a lot of players, when their turn was done, before they would swap in the next player, you would give like a list of like 4 things that you just did and like what the next 2 things are that they need to do. So you're like, okay, I just built like 3 queens. I have like 5 corruptors are on the way. You need to build 5 overlords when you start, like immediately, and just send them to the back. I think that was one of the ones I heard.
Yeah. I try to like milk that moment when it was like pause and like, okay, what are we gonna do before I like type I'm ready? It's like a checklist.
I think it was kind of cool because there was that crazy like void rays sniping multiple hatches in the first game, and I was kind of like, I know Jason got a little shrill at one point in that first game. He was like, void rays, and Daddy Vibe came in and was like, no, it's all right. We're gonna make 40,000 mutalisks. It's okay. Like, kind of calmed everything down. And I was like, oh, okay, you guys kind of recovered a little bit. And we were really disappointed because the first jump in on the blue team, well, like Sal's going to be crying, Neuro's going to be saying something, Nina's going to be trying to micro everything and upset by how bad her teammates are because she's so good. And they were the most zen team in that first game. They're like, yeah, just do this. They were like so relaxed. They're all just calmly giving each other advice. And then as soon as you guys started cheesing on the red team, oh my God, we get to see they're all starting to break apart steadily, little by little. So you guys just brought out the NA strats and you broke down the blue team steadily there.
Yeah, I think one of the best moments when we were in the blue team chat was when you guys did, it was when Neuro took control of the Marines and Nina was like, I think we should back off. And Sal was like, no, you need to go forward and kill these shield batteries. And Neuro's just like, I don't know what to do.
Gotta kill the batteries, man. Oh.
But it's
difficult. Up until this point, I've had really good experiences with Jason, Vibe, and Kathy, so it's tough for me. Like seeing those batteries outside the base in that moment.
Just knowing who did this to you.
Just know that Jason does that on ladder every single day now, and that's who he is as a person. Okay? He builds void rays for a living.
I'm undercover.
I don't know. I really thought that last game, like when we saw the proxy, was just gonna be Mass Reaper because there was a period where I wasn't like scouting anymore versus Terran, and like 4 games in a row he did like proxy 2 racks Reaper or 3 racks. I don't even know the number of racks is.
I was thinking of that too. I was like, is Nina gonna remember this?
I did remember it.
Never forget a cheeser.
Never forget it, dude.
Never forget. Neuro's got his book of cheesers. Everyone remembers in their own way.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if you guys still have any more time, but if everyone, and keep in mind it's 9 of us, we've been going for almost 3 hours. So if anybody has to head off, like that's totally fine. But we've had some requests. I think it'd be kind of cool actually to do just a pure Archon now, so everybody can play at the same time. Just 3v3. You guys play whatever you want. We can pick whatever map you guys want. I guess maybe winner's choice for the map pick, just to make it easy. And then if you guys are keen, I think that'd be kind of fun. But up to you guys.
I'm down.
Yeah,
I got
I'll
time.
play.
Okay.
No objections, Your Honor.
We're cheesing, so it's fine.
Yeah,
Let's
we're cheesing big time.
Okay, so it's just
I like
big
how
shit.
the cheese on our team always starts the same way. We're all like floating idea. I'll be like, maybe we should proxy Rex, and then Jason's like, yeah, we're doing it. No. I'm like, are you sure? Maybe we should just play macro. No, we're doing it. You said it. We're doing it now.
You suggested it.
It's
in my
in
mind.
stone now. It's happening.
Well, right on. It sounds like everyone is fine to do that. Red team, what map would you like to do the true Archon on?
Steps of War.
Steps of War?
No, thank you.
Veto. I don't. Just let's do like a bigger map.
Actually, sorry. Yeah, I'm busy. Busy that day.
Oh, okay.
You're not going anywhere.
Suddenly,
You're
I'm
staying. You're sticking around.
Let's play on, what's it called?
We like Blackburn or like
play on Arena.
No.
Really?
It's not in the list.
Okay.
Can we please?
Which ones?
Arena.
There's like 5
Arena?
Arena.
Arena?
Everyone's saying
No.
Arena. I'm saying Arena.
Okay.
It was
And I'm
the
like,
best
I was
map
just
in any
repeating
pool.
people.
I mean, I'm down with whatever map you guys want. Red team, it's your choice. So you just tell me the map you want, and we'll
Let's
go
do
for it.
Let's do Arena. It's been a long time.
Arena.
No queen pushes on that map.
You
How
can't fit
do
You guys
you-
don't
how
want
do
to
you-
go, you guys don't want to go hidden resort? Water slides? Go to the water park?
If we,
Yeah.
I don't even want to do that map ever again, Pig.
All right, the
done.
lobby link is up. Do you guys want to split into your own channels, or we can
Yes.
just do chaotic? Okay, all right.
No, we can do. Are we splitting?
Oh, we don't have
Yeah.
to split. That's
We don't
It's
have
up
to
to you
split.
guys.
No,
This one
let's
is
stay
this,
together.
You want a real
this
game?
is
talk
off the
shit.
schedule.
I'm fine.
I
with
say
that.
we go for the chaos.
Okay,
Okay.
casters are gonna have a lot of fun. Not saying
You gotta
anything
cast
really.
too. No, you got to
Yes,
cast.
Oh, we get
You
to
gotta
cast the whole
over
time.
it. You get to
Oh
Okay,
my
we're
make
just
a noise.
we're just gonna pretend like nothing is
Oh.
happening and they're not here.
No,
So that's
actually, yeah,
interesting.
please.
I'm gonna cast whatever race isn't in the game.
Ah, okay, gotcha. All right. While you guys get that set up, I'm actually just gonna grab a refill of water. This might be a good time. Just walk it off, blue team. This is your time to shine.
Walk it off.
I don't know what he meant.
Clear.
Walk it
Yeah,
off.
exactly.
Dude. You guys sound mad.
I'm in a
There's
good
nothing to
mood.
walk off.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping just fine for a week. Absolutely, not a wink lost here. We're good.
Red team's swimming in sewage right now.
Exactly.
Blue team, clean as a whistle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with some water too, actually.
I expect to see the Liquipedia update on my profile. Where are we gonna
They better include this.
go match?
Yeah.
Yeah, we better have this on there.
The Aligulac for this game mode will be updated. Don't worry.
Okay, we got everybody in the lobby. As soon as everybody gets back from water and restroom break, we'll be good to go.
What race are we playing, team?
That's the real question.
You want to go random?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wait, are we
We'll
in our
just-
own lobby? Oh no,
we'll
we're
let
not.
fate decide.
Kyle, do you want a random as well?
Are we we're playing random?
Random versus random?
Okay.
That's the honorable
Sure.
way to do it for sure.
All right.
I
am afraid.
Who's gonna do what job though? Because now we're no longer taking turns.
Well, we have a main of each, so that person is the primary, and they can like give units to micro to the other people.
Yeah.
So this is true Archon. We're not swapping anymore.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all sharing control. Okay.
We're all gonna take 3 probes each and just harass them in our line.
Neuro, if you steal all my hotkeys, I swear.
Oh,
He
our
doesn't have his
hockey's gonna get messed
headphones
up.
Yeah, you can't use
Yeah, so if
steal.
you use steel keys, yeah, it'll take it away from their hotkeys.
Oh, okay.
came back.
Welcome back.
Everybody came back and Neuro left.
Neuro is gone.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Neuro!
Now Jason's leaving.
I half thought he was joking.
I thought so too.
I think he's planned that out from the beginning, dude.
Just wait until everyone gets back and is ready. Oh, crap.
It's kind of like the mind game where you show up late to your own meeting.
Wait,
He had to go take a shower. That's fine.
It looked like he was taking off his headphones to put them back on. Is what it looked like from what I saw. I don't know.
He's gone. Yeah, he went
He's
to
gone.
take a Jason shower.
Mm-hmm.
We all know what happens there.
Everyone's familiar.
Does he still have that emote?
Calm the absolute heck down, please.
Heck
I'm calm, bud. Calmer than you.
Oh, sorry. Can we absolutely calm the down, please? Thanks.
Well played. Well played. All right, I think everyone is here and accounted for. If we're ready to roll,
Pick random.
Girl, pick random.
All right.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Our randos now.
If we get Protoss from Messing Tempest, right?
Roll a D3.
Of course. But
There
first,
is no
we're rolling
D3.
Void Race.
I like Tempest. This is Orana.
I just rolled a
You can skip
D20 and
the
got a
vote.
3.
Wow. It was meant to be.
What does that mean?
That means that we randomed StarCraft.
Oh.
Good job.
Oh.
Cool.
All right, guys. Good luck.
All right.
Protoss.
Jason, no, help me!
If we don't get Protoss or
Protoss,
Terran, this is
Protoss,
gonna be a
Protoss,
really
Protoss.
sad time.
Come on, Protoss. Nobody say the race out loud.
Oh, this is gonna
Oh,
be
don't
so
worry,
hard.
we will
On my
because we're
team.
casting the games.
They're casting the game.
We're
Wow.
casting
What
the
are you
games
gonna
in
say?
the
Don't
same
believe them.
channel.
They're gonna try to
We're just gonna lie. Yeah, that's it.
just don't believe them. Only listen to my voice vibe. Do you hear me, babe?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna turn on production tabs so you guys can see this, and they could maybe cast a little bit off of that without naming which unit it is or whatever. We'll see how that works.
Oh, I'm not changing anything.
Yeah,
We're
I'll do the
casting
macro.
a straight game here, Cobra.
Okay. Good
So I'll
luck.
go ahead and introduce the blue team here, starting in the bottom left corner of the map. It is.
We have the observer in the other one. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
where is?
okay,
where
never
you
mind.
at,
We'll fix-
observer?
There we go.
Where are we at?
Don't tell
Where
them
we
our
at? Okay.
spawn,
What is this
dude.
sass? What is this sass?
What
Come
race
on.
are they?
If you tell them where we spawned, I'm
Yeah, what
serious.
race are they? Come on.
Chicken Man, you want to
Spoil.
take top left because we're in top left now. So we'll do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Rolling random in the upper left-hand corner. It is the red team.
Which must
Hi.
mean that in the bottom left corner of the map, it's their counterpart, the blue team.
Spawning as.
We
So-
wouldn't
Yeah.
you like to know? Wouldn't you like to know?
Are we gonna
Maybe
make
go
one?
scout him, huh? You
Just
better go
admit
scout
it.
unit over there.
Okay, I'm just gonna watch Stargate.
You're not
Terran.
Protoss.
No, they got Protoss.
Oh no!
Ah, cat's out of the bag.
It's okay, we're just gonna proxy Marauder like they did.
I'm
Everyone?
full base right now.
Well, this map
Nice.
brings
I'm gonna go
back
scout.
memories. Oh my god.
All right, we're
I
gonna get
don't, know, I
scouted.
don't know how to
soon.
cast this. This is a casting challenge right here.
This is.
Cast
Well,
away.
I thought you were just gonna cast over it. Cast away, dude.
Yeah, we're going. Nothing,
Reveal
nothing
the
really.
plan.
Nothing interesting has really happened yet. We've got a Gateway Cybernetics core on the way for the red Protoss team here. Orbital going down for blue. Still hasn't expanded quite yet. Nothing too aggressive, but a proxy Pylon going down on the other side of the map.
Fuck
This
off.
might get a little bit interesting, actually, now that you mention it.
Why is there
Yeah,
a spawning
this is
pool?
an interesting choice when they know
Wow,
that everything's
nice
going to be
joke.
revealed. I mean, I'm not really sure why they'd go for that, but I mean, fortunately, the fast expand here from the Terran is. I don't know if I like that really.
They're
and
going to try to. They're
have
going to
any
try to go for
tech or
the same
anything?
thing. They're going for the proxy Stargate
Okay, they're
this
actually
time.
proxying.
Yeah, Adept on the way. Pylon going down to the main, but what is the blue Terran's response to this here? There's a bunker going
They're
down
doing a
immediately.
12 pylon.
And yeah, CC going down at the natural. Just
Look for a.
We need-
look for
we
a
need-
Artosis
I
target.
won it. I claimed it. I marked him.
okay, factory going down for the blue
I have
team
the next
here.
one.
All right, Vibe.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put you on a
Oh no.
We're gonna give the building that I built a code name, and we're gonna call it
There's an adept
I'm gonna
coming.
take this one.
Oh, they see it.
Yeah,
Okay, you're
there
gonna be
it
in charge of the Stargate.
Void Ray's already done. Stargate.
Okay. Sounds
Good code name. Code name Stargate. Let's see what
Okay.
unit they're gonna build from it.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see a void
Oh,
ray. What a
wow.
surprise!
Can we-
Oh my gosh.
Team.
I'm
team,
shocked.
What are we doing?
in the base.
Hello.
I
What
got
are we
these
doing?
from
Always a
Asshole.
good
I'm pulling
question
the
to
boys.
ask.
This
Oh,
blue
Pylon
team is
going
in
down behind
Oh,
that
no.
orbital there.
chaos.
Yeah.
Actually delaying that one a bit. Adept going down in the main though, but taking out 4
Citizens
SCVs in
arrest.
total.
Oh,
What
it's
HP?
still alive.
It's still alive.
It's still alive. Get out of here.
I think what impresses me
Why
the
is there a
most
bunker?
is that we called
Because
out
there's
why-
a Void Ray
why
that's
are
about to come
Stargate.
kill our main.
Yo, Sal, you mad?
Oh my
Can you just
God.
trust me?
This is just madness.
Just trust me, please.
Sure.
Okay, first void race coming in.
Let's get the
Okay.
reactor.
Fucking neuro.
Couple of
Hey, can
shield
you guys
batteries
some
going
buster?
down.
It's not that this is the correct play. I just don't trust you guys enough to make the correct play.
There's a
Right.
cyclone.
Okay, Cyclone is on the way about 75% of the way done here.
We've got a graphical error on the barracks.
Don't forget about the shield
Game
batteries.
art glitching.
Oh,
a
yeah,
little
we
bit
do.
here.
I just feel safe with the
Interesting.
bunker. That's all.
I like battery placements. They're very good.
I like the bunker placement there, as it defends nothing.
Yeah, we should take care of that bunker.
Oh, I thought that was a Nexus. Why are you putting a gateway down? You guys should put a
Yeah,
Nexus down for the
wow.
overcharge.
Can't even
Alright, sorry,
overcharge.
I won't touch it.
Shoot the scenario.
What's happening?
It's okay, just shoot the
Cat of
bunker.
StarCraft doing his absolute best to observe this game.
Oh, this is mine.
I give him absolute commends here because this is madness.
Hey, this
I
is
might
mine.
recommend Shift Z for
Yeah, let's go. Let's
full-
go Shift Z
the
here. We'll
full
just
screen
get
here.
the full view.
I'll get the
that's true.
cyclones.
Oh
Okay.
wow, look at that.
I have the
Alright,
Marines.
Ooh, Magfield, but the add-ons on the wrong side. Once again, Terran, you know, really needs a buff, like quality of life buff here, because that is just OP. I mean, this is
Okay, the
Yeah,
Void Race
that's
looks
just
like they're gonna
unfortunate.
snipe that upgrade. I don't know what that's called. Magfield Accelerator
take this
denied. Ah, okay, okay.
too
Wait,
bad.
wait, take it. Sorry, you're okay. You're okay, take it.
Archon mode really rearing its ugly head here, as we have
Alright,
three
Vibe.
players trying to control about
Stop
6
touching
units.
Void Rays.
Come with me, Vibe. We're going
Come
in,
on.
dude.
Okay, I'm going.
We're going in.
Coming.
Okay, so drills versus adepts. Who wins? Apparently SCVs are pretty good units.
Can't believe you would do this to us again.
They
I don't know
randomed the
why.
good race.
I feel like this one's kind of on you guys. I think.
How
this
is
one.
it on us?
I,
Look at our
you know,
base; it's in shambles.
I guys,
They didn't
fool
want
me
this.
once, shame on me. You know, fool me twice. This is like the 4th time. I don't
How
know what
is
to
this
tell you.
fooling? This is like committing crimes. Did you know that
Especially
this
on
build is
Arena
illegal
as well.
in
Can you
7
believe
states in the
someone-
United States?
Like, who would rush on Arena? This is ridiculous. Wait.
Well, that went about as well as I thought it was going to.
Stop fighting me.
That poor Void Ray. Oh
Nice.
man.
Oh
it
my
reminds me of when my
God.
parents divorced. That just hurts, you know?
I don't want to choose.
Oh,
Just let me attack the factory.
Oh, that
Well,
Void
that
Ray.
Void Ray is gonna die.
Sorry, I got a bunker. He's happy.
Well, 5 SCVs and mules is actually pretty much even with 25 probes. A nice recall.
What?
Good stuff.
All right,
Excellent.
I did not do that.
Commander Jason is in charge right
That
now.
was Jason.
Jason going for the most premium.
Jason's
He
the kind
wanted
of
to
guy
go
to
for
kick
the macro
himself in the
game.
nuts before
They
he
asked him
throws
for the
down.
macro game. He's just going for it.
I'm dying.
Well, actually, I think
happened?
it's blue team.
All right, let's see,
that's
let's see where these stalkers go. Let's see where these stalkers go. Try and go to that command center.
You need to have 2v3 here, where 2 people on your team are clicking the same direction against the person who's just trying to get you.
You know what? I'm taking a probe and I'm going to the top right. It's my base. Nobody gonna hear it.
Are we dead?
Yeah.
Yes.
Was it a GG?
It was great.
It was something. It
Yeah.
was something.
It was a game, that's for sure.
It was a thing that happened.
Just got even dirtier.
StarCraft was played today.
StarCraft was played today. That
Some
is something
StarCraft
to
was
say.
had.
Stars were crafted, and friendships might have been uncrafted.
Literally, the game started. We got Protoss. Like Vibe built a probe, and I canceled it. I was like, no.
Wow.
No, we're doing this build.
Turns out team synergy doesn't really matter at all. Just build Void Rays.
Just build the Void Rays.
He really wanted that one.
I just saw like the first 3 Marines just die for free, so like I panicked and just
yeah.
I just wanted the bunker because I just felt like I was gonna die, and I just wanted to feel safe.
That was the adapt attack. Yeah, that was so good. Adapt actually got away too with 1 HP.
I think if we've learned anything today, it's that cheese will reign supreme, especially when you're throwing in such a chaotic bunch and some crazy energy going on. But I think that is basically all we've got. That concludes our relay race today. It was such a fun time casting and watching you guys play and throwing a bunch of wrenches in your way by making you swap your team around. Is this something you guys would come back and do again, or hate this, never going to do it?
Fun.
Yeah,
this was great.
different.
Yeah.
I would do this again. I need to be in a different mindset though, because it was like these are friends. These are people I like and trust.
No, Neuro, these are enemies.
These are bandits who have just ransacked our home.
Like Phantom mode all over again. Don't trust anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. You don't even have to trust your entire team.
Yeah.
We do have a couple of Patreon questions that we like to do at the end of the Pylon show. If you guys want to stick around and help me answer them, that would be great. If you guys got a jet, though, that is fine as well. But we'll move over to that. And then I think it's just This Week in StarCraft at the very end. And that doesn't require us. That's by the wonderful Creighton Olsen. But yeah, let's move over to these Patreon questions then. So this one comes in from Knocked Cap. And he says, a lot of tournament maps look like they have had bases removed, which is a good thing as far as I can tell. At times, it seems like a disadvantage for a player, Zerg in parentheses, question mark, that is trading inefficiently and or has map control. Wouldn't center bases or resource poor bases like in StarCraft Brood War be a better option? So I think he's saying that it looks like a lot of the maps don't have as many bases as I guess some of the old maps used to. And he's wondering if they should introduce something like center bases or resource poor bases to fix that. What do you guys think on that?
I think the player in me, that is the way I like to play StarCraft essentially, thinks that if you like the design of a map, if you have it like have a minimum amount of bases where let's say each side has, for example, and this is not an exact number, but if each side had like let's say 4 bases, it definitely kind of doesn't give the person with the map control as much advantage. And I feel like map control advantage is huge. It's really good and it's something that you should be rewarded for. So I would agree that if maps start going lower base count, I wouldn't personally like that as much either. And I don't know. I think being able to if you have map control, being able to constantly keep a running economy the whole time should exist. Yeah, I would say that.
So do you think like if there was, say we have like a lot of maps probably have say 7 bases aside at the moment, I would say is about the average.
Yeah.
So 14 in total. If it went up to like 22, like these
okay,
it's old school.
Too excessive. That's too excessive. There is a limit.
Okay.
I think like 7-8 per side is a good balance. Honestly, it's because it makes the game I feel like go on for probably half an hour at max for like a good economy.
What do you think about maps like Blackburn, which have the center bases? Do you like how that one is balanced, or do you wish there were a few more bases on each of the sides?
I haven't been in a single game where anyone has taken that base the whole season.
The bottom middle or top middle?
The bottom middle base.
Yeah.
Top middle
I've
base
seen
does
it
get
taken like
taken.
2-3 times.
There's a middle base on the map?
Yeah. Like in between your bases, in between your mains.
You got to break rocks to get to
I've
it.
actually
It's like half island.
I've
Sounds
played a lot of
stressful.
games with that base get taken surprisingly,
Really?
actually. Yeah, I know Parting had a build where he'd do just like classic DT drop, but he'd bring a probe and just take it behind his Archon drop. Don't think he won a game with it that I saw, but it was always against super top Zergs. So, but yeah, it gets taken in the late game. Yeah.
Anyone else have anything to add about how many bases there should be in StarCraft maps, or maybe we like it the way that it is now?
I'd be down for a huge map. Like one thing that they haven't played with that much is widening the boundaries of how tight or how big a map is. Like they get more and more standard, and I think a lot of the pro gamers, they like standard because that means their styles work on all the maps. But what if there was a map with 47 bases?
That would be a nightmare.
That'd be awful.
That would
Just
be
imagine
awful.
scouting for that.
It would be like,
Like,
playing
where's
Oregon
your
Trail and
interest?
StarCraft at the same time. You just get to see this long narrative.
Imagine taking a ninja base on that map.
Yeah,
They're
but
all
think
ninja
think
bases.
Oh,
they're all
dude.
like that.
NA would be
There's-
hell.
There's so much
NA would
strategy,
be
though.
actual hell. You'd be like,
Can
this
you
is
guys
a one base I'm
imagine?
being hit with, and then there's like 5 bases, and they're all in the corner of the map.
Yeah, and the games would go so long, you'd have to like actually strategize your pee break. Like you'd be like, because you're 100% gonna have to take a bathroom break every game. So you're like, okay, I gotta cue some harassment in and then run, and then try to get back, and hopefully like they don't attack you during that time.
You should make it as every base is an island as well, and there's nothing but slow zones between every base. That'd be real
Sounds
good.
like a fun game.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
No, I wouldn't mind like Whirlwind though. If they brought Whirlwind back, like I liked that map.
Do you like
that's a good
multiple
map.
spawn?
I mean, it's a bit random,
Frost?
so it's kind of frustrating, but I think
Yeah.
I think it's fun to mix in there.
Yeah.
I like multiple spawn maps. I think they should bring that back. Okay, we haven't had one of those in how many seasons?
Yeah,
couple
I'd be
years.
down with multiple spawn maps, but with like cross or vert, or like so you have 2 options instead of the 3.
So you're not you
okay.
don't have to scout all 3.
So
Yeah,
when you
there's
proc- when
nothing
you-
worse than losing to something like losing to like 12 pool
Yeah.
or something, because you just like have no idea.
I would just like the sister city of Whirlwind and go for Tal'Darim Altar again.
Mm,
If anyone remembers that map.
Hells
Yeah.
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 Those
a
back
classic.
in maps used to actually be big.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Well, right on. Well, hopefully that answers knock TCAP's question. We have another one here from Red Gunner Guy. He says, I have been trying to play all 3 races without the F2 button, streaming and making vids too. Why exactly should we not use the F2 button for each race? Which race is hardest to use without F2? Also, on an unrelated note, how many pylons can you make on a single map?
Can I take this one?
Yeah.
I think depending how you play, like the F2 isn't necessarily a function to like just grab your whole entire army and like attack across the map. It adds the functionality to like separate units into control groups that have just recently spawned, like from the Stargate, from a robo, or just finding a unit that you drastically need, like an observer. You could just use all army hotkey, shift to the tab that it's in, select it, then hotkey it, and move where you want. I think Maru is a player that has adopted this playstyle a long time ago and has become very proficient at it. And I think a lot of the top Terran and Protoss players at least use the all army hotkey for that reason alone. You won't really see it from Zergs, I don't think. Maybe to find like queens or like other. No, queens don't even go on.
Queens
the
don't.
all-army.
Yeah, they're not on that hotkey. Yeah.
Like I'm sure there would be like some reasons for Zergs to do it, but I think
sometimes if you lose a unit, if you you forget to add it from the egg or something like that, it can definitely be worthwhile to have it.
The main time that I would use it as Zerg would be if I'm getting multi-prong harassed by an opponent and they lose their harassed units on like the far sides of the map, and I feel like I just have enough stuff to go kill them, but my units are really spread out. So I would just say, okay, you just threw 4 medivacs of stuff and it all died. Now I can just F2 my Lingbane Muta and win.
That makes sense. I would also add that like if you're trying to like learn StarCraft, immediately trying to adopt like F2 is going to be extremely difficult, and that you should probably disable it until you're like at least a high masters level player.
Yeah, you got to build those control group fundamentals, otherwise it's like it's a crutch. So that's always the thing, right? Because the question was originally, why shouldn't I use it for each race? And it's like, it's just so you don't develop an addiction to it. It's like you've got to have your control group fundamentals, and then F2 is like a bonus thing you use. The second part of the question was which race is hardest. It's definitely Terran, because with Protoss and Zerg, you can control group your units, most of them, as you warp them in or as you build them. You can control group the eggs into your army. You can control click the 20 zealots you warped in, add them to an army. Of course, Robo Stargate units are different. They're like Terran, but for Terran, it's everything. All your bio, all your factory, all your starport units come out. And because they're smaller and they build more frequently than Protoss units, there's a more consistent kind of organizing of your army that you've got to do. So F2 just becomes something. There's too many times you get hit by a harassment or an attack, or you want to grab units and you haven't recently gone to your rally point and added everything into the right groups.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that for sure. I think it would be least hardest for Zerg because we just so early on you build that reflex to just control click the eggs and add it to a hotkey. If you can build that early as Zerg, it just becomes like you very, very rarely need to F2 anything. But yeah, any other inputs on that, or maybe if someone wants to try to tackle how many pylons can you make on a single map?
You can make 420.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
But it depends on the map size because there could be a variation of up to 69 standard deviations.
Well, it's only 69.
That's true.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Well, there you go, Red Gunner guy. 420, give or take 69 pylons. And there's another question here. I don't actually know who it's from, but this just got pasted into our chat here. That's say
from
I noticed.
Alexander, actually.
Oh, they're from. Okay, so this is from Alessander. She's saying, I noticed 2 pianos. Do you all play a musical instrument? The idea that using an easy strat works was a nice one. So what is your advice from this battle to newer players? So 2 different questions. Do you all play musical instruments? And what is your advice for new players from this sort of crazy battle that we did today?
I definitely dabble a little bit. Like I wouldn't say I would say like I'm a plat to diamond level piano and guitar player.
Dabble too. I just
dabblers.
I just started practicing more. I just bought a whole bunch of new material to practice from, and I'm trying to play a little bit every day. But yeah, just a dabbler.
Yeah.
I do voice and viola. I'm pretty rusty with viola, but I did play for 7 years back in high school and was regional level. Just trying to dust it off. Got some music and stuff, and I've done singing in musical theater and voice in university.
I played Guitar Hero for a year.
Nice.
Nice. I'm in that camp.
Yeah, I never actually played.
Can you play Dragon Force yet?
No.
Maybe on easy.
Oh yeah, Rock Band was my jam. But I played a little bit of piano and guitar.
Very cool. I can answer this one too. When I lived in Hawaii, I was in a band and I was the vocalist for them. So we actually have an album out. It's one of my claim to fame. Is I'm a published musician. Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
It's a growling vocalist, right?
Yes. Yes,
And
sir.
It's
to
very
preempt
good.
the questions in the chat, where can we find that?
Nope, I don't give that out. Set up you have to search. You have to go find it. Any advice from this battle to newer players?
Yeah, so cheesing is really strong because it creates an opportunity for you to win. And the ways that cheese is really strong is the opponent doesn't understand the build, the opponent doesn't know how to respond to the build, the opponent makes a mechanical mistake, or the opponent just they're panicking and they don't know what to do. So all of these things stack up the value of a cheese beyond the cheese already being really strong. So if you're feeling lost, you're feeling like you don't know how to win in a matchup, you can cheese. And you can win with Protoss or Marauders. We've learned today.
I think mine, to give you an honest answer, would be something that we did in the game where we went battle mech against Zerg. And there was one point in the game where Jason and I were talking about his micro, and like it was when Pig referenced where he's like, did I just watch a bunch of units just run into a bunch of banelings and die? Is that BM or bad micro or what? It's getting to a point where you can play the game and you can set up such a good economy that you can genuinely lose your entire army without even touching it and make a new one within like 10 seconds. And you can do it again. And a lot of times when you have a newer player at the game that doesn't understand that concept, they lose every single time. So if you understand how to make an economy, which is a static part of StarCraft 2, it's always the same thing. It's not like micro where it's something that's different every time based on how your opponent plays it out. If you can do that, it makes it really easy to get better at the game.
Yeah, I remember because that fight, we took that fight, and I remember it was like the worst fight ever, and I was like, we're 200
already
supply.
remixed.
Yeah, definitely. Your micro can be less precise if you are just slamming far ahead in the macro, or you've done your due diligence and gotten your bases saturated. So we've been scarred by cheese, and we've learned that macro is generally pretty darn good.
That's one of the things that I would
No
say your
jokes now.
beginner player doesn't know is that you can make a lot more workers than you think early on, especially in the low mid leagues. Like the attacks that they're going to send to you are not that early. So getting your third base up, it feels scary, but it's a really boss macro choice to make.
Hey, Pop, can you just quickly confirm to everybody? I won't say what it is.
Yes,
Can you just
found
quickly
it.
confirm that I am in fact the best
you
Googler?
found it. Yep.
Thanks.
You Googled well, sir. Well played. Well played. Well, cool. That is some definitely some good knowledge for maybe some newer players to StarCraft 2. There is a third question that was kind of attached there from Alessandro as well. Who is your StarCraft sensei? Do you have someone that you look up to in StarCraft 2 and maybe try to take nods from, or maybe in the past when you were learning or anything like that?
I did. Mine, I would say nowadays, not so much. If I had to pick anyone, I would just look at like Raynor or Cyril or someone like that if I'm going back to my Zerg roots. But back in the day, I always looked at not Donger. Donger was good, but he was the one I looked at. I always looked at Nesty. I was obsessed with Nesty's games. I would always like study what he would do and then like try to like implement it in my own gameplay back in like 2011, 2012, a long time ago.
I got coaching from Pig multiple times. One of the first sessions that we had was after I had already gotten GM the first time with Roach Hydra Viper. We talked about how to do Lingbane Muta. And I think that's one aspect of my play that I've had pretty consistent is I like to have one really polished macro style where people can do all kinds of different stuff and I can make slight adjustments and still be okay. But I had no experience with Lingbane Muta, so Pig showed me the ropes in that. And his coaching method is really good. Typing up notes for the student as you go and giving them a reference so they don't have to remember what was the most important. They can just read it after. So thanks, dude.
Nice. Thank you, mate. Kind of necessary if I drown my students in too much shit. I'm like, here's 400,000 things you could spend the next 6 years of your life practicing. Just play 8 hours a day. Yeah. It's I think what you just mentioned there though about learning a new style is like a good thing. It's like you're always on this path of you learn something in StarCraft and you get really good at it and you enjoy that improvement. And then at a certain point it becomes unhealthy if you don't just like you just get stuck in like kind of a rut of playing one way and you like I think you get uncreative and you start like you lose perspective. So it's important every now and then to just completely change your style. Like if you just build the same shit over and over, it gets really stale. So you also end up like, you know, that example, Roach Hydra, you had to have good macro fundamentals, but the engagements are a bit slower, right? It's a steadier kind of style. And when you played Ling Bane, you had to learn how to play a much faster style where you got way more payoff for counterattacks and run bys and all this sort of stuff. So it forces you to like learn to be a different style of player. And then you can take that into your Roach play as well and everything else. So I think it's like as a StarCraft player, as soon as something's boring or not as inspiring to you, if you're not like smiling as you're queuing a ladder game or whatever, going, I can't wait to do this build, change it up and learn something else and cop the 500 MMR you're going to lose in the first few weeks and you'll actually enjoy the game more after that initial downturn.
Wait, you're saying StarCraft can be fun?
I know, right?
What?
No. Heresy!
Oh.
Didn't
I heard
you have
building
fun getting
Void Rays
cheese?
is pretty fun.
It is fun.
It is fun.
Yeah, so for me, like beyond when I was Terran and with Protoss, I just go to any Protoss that looks like they haven't showered in 2 weeks, and I just take whatever they're doing on ladder, and that's pretty good so far.
Fuck.
When I started in like 2010, and really I just liked watching like players who were like really fast. So like seeing Lucira like have that like keyboard clip of him at the GSL or whatever. Like I kind of wanted to play like him and be like super fast and like manage the keyboard. So I just kind of like cheered for him. Other than that, like MC and Huck were kind of my Protoss role models. Nowadays, I would say someone like Stats.
Okay, cool. I know that for me, I've actually received coaching from 4 of you guys. Neuro, Nina, Pig, and Vibe. You have each actually all coached me at one point or another. So I would say, I don't know if there's anyone in particular that I specifically try to emulate or look up to, but I really like to explore unique or weird or different builds and try to take pieces of what I learned from different people and put them all together into something that feels unique and fun to me. So I can definitely mirror what Pig said, in that if you're not enjoying what you're doing, then you should probably change it, because at the end of the day, yeah, you can maybe improve maybe a little faster if you're playing the quote unquote good strategy, or maybe not actually, because if you're not having fun with it, then you're just not going to be motivated to improve and do better. I used to play a ton of Ling Bane versus Terran, and though it was fun, I kind of grew a bit stale of it. It was the same kind of game every single time, and so I started playing just the 3 Roach and learning a whole bunch of different ways that can go, and having a lot more fun with it. I still have a blast playing that build. Yeah, well, cool. Anyone else have anything they want to add? If not, I think that's pretty much it for us.
I think in this call, I got coaching from Sal and Vibe, which is really funny. I have a story for each one. For Vibe, I remember we're sitting down, and then I think you were quizzing me. You're like, how many HP does a Marine have? And I said 10, and I was so wrong. I was like, oh my god, how did I get
10?
Yeah, I don't know
right,
why I
though.
said
Feels like
that. I was like, wow, Vibe knows all the little details, and I don't know.
Banelings can make it feel like 10, that's for sure.
Right? Yeah, I think that's what I was envisioning.
Marines have health.
Yeah, they're so delicate. And I remember I started Terran kind of recently, and Sal was like helping me out, and it was just really uncomfortable for me to play Terran. I wasn't used to it at all. And Sal was like coaching me. At one point, like one of my add-ons was like blocking my factory, and I was laughing so hard, just like, I can't do this. And Sal was like, put your hands back on the keyboard. He's just yelling in my ear.
You put your hands back on the keyboard. You keep going.
I just couldn't take anymore.
Keep going.
This is what it means to play Terran.
Like, I want a break.
It's role models, right? Like I know, I get the gist of what we're asking. We're talking about role models or coaching or what?
Yeah,
What was
just
the
if you
original?
the question was StarCraft Sensei, but I'll interpret that as role model or coach or anything. Yeah, someone you look up to.
In Wings, it would have been like MVP, like trying to copy everything MVP did. In HOTS, it was always trying to copy everything Inno did, because I wanted to play macro games because it's the only respectable thing to do. And then, so in Legacy, things are a little bit different. Like every Terran seems to have like their own interesting way of playing, but I think Gabe is by far the best player to learn from if you're a Terran player like coming up, because he just bashes people's skull off the floor with the most standard, clean, like precise macro you could possibly imagine. And it's like there's no tricks, there's no catch. Like he's just better, and he just wins. And it's just like he's the guy you want to emulate, I think. And every other Terran, like Clem, is just incredibly fast and incredibly like clean, but like it's almost like, you guys remember Beyond Era, where he would just win because he was just fast and better and his units were like unkillable. Sometimes when I watch Clem, it feels like that. Like it's like, okay, so he's doing 2113 CC. Is this good because it's a good build, or is this good because it's Clem? Like it's like it's aggressive to the point that you just could never, like, you don't know if anyone else could pull it off at this time. But yeah,
I'm so
I
with
just
you
don't
on
know.
that. Clem is magical. Yeah, he's such a freak.
Ridiculous.
Like, the number of times I'm casting and I'm like adrenaline because so much is happening, and he'll like run a Reaper forward in a giant bio tank battle versus Ling Bane and drop a Reaper grenade in front of the Banelings, and I'm like, what? You have 10 things to do right now. You can't. No, he's always doing little moves like that. He's a freak, man.
Yeah, he's insane. So like when he's like obviously very good. I'm not trying to like diminish anything there, but if you're trying to like look up to somebody, I think he's not a player you necessarily want to, strictly because he's just like he beats people just by being faster a lot of the time. And I think he's equally as clean, but I think he gets away with a lot of stuff because of that. Gabe plays far more mechanically in standard, and I think it's far more like translatable to the average Terran than what Clem does, personally. So I'd say MVP, Clem or Gabe.
I'm a filthy casual. I have not had a written build order since 2011. So, I just go on the ladder to have fun, and then I get mad and stop playing.
What's wrong with you?
I stopped writing build orders after I ran out of room in that little booklet they gave you in the Wings of Liberty edition game you buy. You remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
The Rainer booklet. Absolutely.
Didn't you get a flash drive too that had like StarCraft 1 on it?
That was like the really special edition, I think.
Was that the special edition?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't remember. It's been so long now, but
I got one for Heart of the Swarm as well. But it was when I went on a China trip. They gave them away to like players who like competed. It was like all in like Chinese and everything.
That's cute.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I still have a book that I write more notes than anything else into, or just notes on builds and stuff like that. And I know Artosis does that too. I think he's got whiteboards and everything going on in his house where he just writes things down all the time.
Bunch of tryhards.
Want to win, dude. Get the big number.
Do you find you actually read the notes though? Because for me, I write a lot of notes every now and then, but I very rarely reread them. I find just like writing it down is like an organizing process. It's like it helps me file it neatly in my brain.
You're more likely to remember it too if you wrote it down. So I take a lot of notes, but yeah, I never read them again.
Yeah, I don't write down a ton of notes about games I'm playing. It's a lot of what I have, and this is actually a new book. A lot of what I have are just like reminders for builds that I mess things up on quite a lot. So trying to work out those habits, or again, maybe like Sal was saying, writing it down. I'll have a better time remembering it just as I'm playing. Very rarely will I'll be in a game and I'll be like, wait, I need to look at something. I'll try to look at it afterwards if I have the presence of mind for that.
I have like the worst like practice methods where I just wait until like the night before my next tournament. I'm just like, I'm gonna look for a build. I'll write down the notes for it, practice it like 2 to 3 times in a warm up, and I'm just like, all right, let's do it.
Send it. It's good.
Have you ever? This is an honest question to anyone out there that has ever competed. But have you guys ever played something in ladder that's really recent to a tournament and you lose to it, and then like it's mostly for mirror matches, I guess, but then you're in a tournament game and you think to yourself, you know what, I'm gonna do the build I've never practiced before, but why not?
Yeah.
Really every tournament, you mean?
I would do that so much.
I did that.
Like, let's switch it up.
It's like the worst decision you can make.
Well, the best thing is a lot of the time it's a good build, and like you're like,
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
would have worked if I wasn't supply blocked for half of the game.
It's like what players end up doing, and they end up losing to someone that they're better than. And I'm just like, why would you do something new?
Yeah.
I can kind of see it like
perform how
tomorrow
you
if I had to
practice
play
is what they
Maru,
usually
but-
say for sports and stuff.
Well, it's that human instinct. Oh, maybe, the way that they're playing, I can just get this advantage over them and change it up really drastically.
Teasing in a tournament is really good generally, though, because people are outside their regular practice environment. So a lot of times they make mistakes that they don't normally make. They forget scouting. The room is really noisy, stuff like that.
You know what my biggest hurdle to overcome was with tournaments was the chair. I had to have armrest to actually have mouse accuracy for so long. It made it so hard to play. It's like micro efficiently if I had no armrests, and there was never armrests in tournaments, so my arms would die like every single game. I was like 10 minutes into the game.
I swapped to sitting on like a shitty stool a few months into competing because of that same thing. I went to a few LANs and I was like, yeah, microing without armrests. If you're used to that, it's
it sucks.
strangest. Yeah, same thing. Every time I was like, oh my god, you're repeating the same command because you keep boxing the wrong things. Oh, bad memories, dude. Do you still play with armrest?
I do, yeah. I mean, I do all the time. I got used to playing without it though, because I started developing like actually elbow problems because I put so much pressure on it. So I started having like ulnar nerve carpal tunnel stuff going on. But then once I started like having relatively better posture while playing the game.
I'm glad you did the relatively in air quotes there.
Vibe is playing upside down. Dude.
Like, there's so many people that are like, "Are you falling asleep in your chair?" Because I like
looks like a
recline more as the day goes on. I'm 7 hours in, bro. I gotta go to bed soon.
Oh man, yeah. No, I use an armrest as well, and I notice I put a lot of pressure on my elbow. And if it's been a particularly active night in the ladder or something, I'll stop playing, and my elbow will be a little sore from playing. And it's like, okay, I should probably not do that anymore. Yeah. Well, great guys. Thanks for sticking around for all these awesome Patreon questions. As always, if you guys want to support the Pylon Show, one of the absolute best ways you can do so is heading over to the Patreon. That would be patreon.com/thepylonshow. You can check it out there and get a whole bunch of Patreon exclusive stuff as well. And we do want to shout out our top Patreon supporters, the $100 tier. So thank you so much to Codiferous87, Jerry Wang, and Maker Shane for that huge amount of support. Really appreciate you guys. Again, this is what really powers the show. So consider supporting if you've enjoyed this and you want to see more stuff like it. To everybody who participated today, casted, played, observed, or put this whole thing together, I just want to say a big thank you. I had a lot of fun with this, and it seems like everyone else did too. I would love to do something like this again in the future. And yeah, so thanks everyone for stopping by, and hopefully we'll be able to put something else like this on in a further date. So next week, we do have Rotterdam is hosting with an EU time zone friendly show on his channel. So if you are in the EU, been missing the Pylon show, maybe that'll be a little bit easier for you guys to check out and see. But I think if we're ready, Cobra, we can just throw it over to This Week in StarCraft and let them take it from here.
All right, hello and welcome everybody to This Week in StarCraft, the section of the show where we go through everything going on in the past week and upcoming in both Brood War and StarCraft 2. So let's hop straight in to all the action today. We start, of course, with our 4 major events that we've got going on every week. This week, the ESL Cup, the GSL Code S, the Doyu Cup World Team League, and the TSL 7. All coming up very soon here or ongoing. We'll take a minute to talk about all of those events first and foremost, as we're going to highlight them this week. Of course, the ESL Open Cups with the prize pool recently doubled. You can see the overall cup points on the side there. And if you want more information generally about the ESL Open Cups, you can, of course, type !notes in the chat, and that'll give you a little more information about who's playing, who's winning, and how these things are shaken out every week. Our first cup in Korea with Cure, taking out Solar 3-2, cast by Pig, Maddox, Steadfast, Inu, and ALGS. Good work for Cure there, who had a really rough run through the bracket. Han, Mono, Demi, Art, Creator, and Solar. Good work. The ESL Cup EU with Christianer making a very deep run. A little surprising to see him that late in the tournament. Mazel tov to him. Congratulations, but of course, smacked down by Hero Marine 3-0 in those grand finals, cast by all the usual crew in English and every other language you could imagine. The EU Cups, always popular, very easy to find. And of course, the ESL Cup NA, we had 1 North American making it to the round of 8, Estrella. And before that, it looks like Scarlet in the previous round, Jim Rising, Nina, and Future in the round of 16. But at the end of the day, Cure took the 2 victories this week in the ESL Cups with both a Korea and an NA victory with his 3-1 over Zest. Of course, the GSL Code S underway right now with Group B finishing up Group A tomorrow on the first, Group C and D subsequently. So far, DRG and Dark moving forward with Dream and Innovation falling down in Group B. And of course, the World Team League here in just a few weeks. We're going to have the grand finals of the World Team League on the 10th and 11th of July. I'll be casting that along with Wardy, Crank, Alpha X, Maddox into the, that's Inu again, Stephen Curry, Legend K, Alpha X. Tons of folks covering this one. Should be a really exciting bracket format with 2 matches on day 1 and then 2 matches there on July 11th. And of course, the TSL Team Liquid Star League with Rainer and Trap in those grand finals. If you've missed any of these matches, please go check them out. Streamed by TL, of course. A fabulous casting crew and wonderful games all the way through with Rainer and Trap ending up in the grand finals. Of course, this week in StarCraft, after a highlighted events, we've got the OSC King of the Hill Weekly, where Soul went on an absolute tear. This was actually 2 weeks ago. Soul went 12 in a row there in the King of the Hill, doing exceptionally well. Came back this week and unfortunately fell after just a handful of games, but a nice long run from Soul, who ran the hill, more or less. Sentimiento Latino returns, as always, with Jim Rising taking out the Zerg Lord in a ZVZ Grand Finals. Tons of Zerg players there, making it to the round of 4 and then the round of 2 there. Congratulations to Jim Rising. This is cast in English by the Cranky Ducklings, in Spanish by Grizzly, and I believe Portuguese by Cosmos. Copa Hyperion, another LATAM tournament with some familiar Zerg faces in the quarterfinals there. Or pardon me, the semifinals there, and then the quarterfinals, I guess, as well. With Eggs taking out Ryu 3-0. Congrats to Eggs, that Colombian Zerg player. The Battle of the Americas, NA versus LATAM. It looks like NA notches another victory with BioIce 3-0ing Jim Rising. The number 60 of this tournament will be happening on July 3rd, so coming up very, very soon. Please do check it out with Light VIP and Milk and Cookies on the Cranky Ducklings covering the event. The CSO Cup number 21. Good to see CSO continuing at this event. This week, Christianer over Bistork in the grand final, so a good win for Christianer. The Exxon Cup Open. Vanya taking a tough victory there. Game 5, 3-2 over Neens in the grand finals with Poppy and Trigger. Rounding out the final 4. We've got Steadfast, of course, covering this event every 2 weeks, the Exxon Cup. So look for number 44 coming to your computer very soon. The Magikarp Masters Cup number 30. This is a tournament for bronze to 4,900 MMR folks. Cast, of course, by Canuck on his Twitch channel and brought to you by the Maple Dominion. This week it looks like Rarka and Gator in the top 2 with Sumika and Cage Maru back behind. Check the next one out on July 9th on the NA server. The Alpha X Apprentice Season 7 in the group stages now. Very exciting stuff. Again, you can check that out on the Alpha X Twitch pages with some very familiar faces here. Eroj Fire, Art, Battlebee, Baby Marine, Demi, Paco, Mike, and Akaran. Some big names here in groups A and B as they begin to duke it out and see who's going to move on to that final 6-player bracket. And the Wardy TV Summer Championship, Euthermal has joined Zest and Cure with the EU and Korea qualifiers still to go. Congrats to Euthermal for making it out of a tough group there over Mana, over Soul in the bracket stages. Very, very well done by Thermi. So we'll get to see him very, very soon in the Wardy Summer Championships. This, of course, cast by Wardy, Indy, and Naruto. We get the Validity Team League, the VTL, into the round of 4. This is cast by Chicken Man, and it's a really cool team format with the Art of Warfare, Risen, Born Gosu, and CSO Esports all moving to the semifinals. Be sure to check the Liquipedia page in the show notes and go give Chicken Man some love. He's been covering a lot lately. The Executor Torneo Brasileiro de StarCraft 2 with Kelliger and Eric in the upper bracket and the Zerg Lord Terran, Shakti, and Turkey Dano in the lower bracket. No surprises there. I think these Brazilian names fighting for some pretty good money here in the Executor tournament. So it'll be returning tomorrow on Thursday, July 11th, and then Sunday will be that grand finals day. So Cranky Ducklings going to cover the tournament in English. And of course, the NEXT StarCraft Masters with Trap taking out Solar in an insane best of 7. Go check it out. I think Wardy covered this one, and it was a fabulous grand final. So Trap 4-3 over Solar. Go give some love to Trap and to Wardy and to everybody who made this tournament happen. Always good to see a Chinese tournament pumping a lot of money into the scene. And of course, the news that everybody's been talking about coming in under 24 hours. The DreamHack StarCraft 2 Masters Season Finals coming up now. Group A and Group B going to be happening tomorrow. Group C and Group D on July the 2nd. So don't miss that. I mean, I don't have to hype this up anymore. You can see the names on the screen. It's going to be stupid good. ESL ANZ Champs, that Australian tournament, putting out some good names in the top 8, and that bracket about to start. The bracket stage will begin on July the 17th. And again, you can check the show notes to see who's going to be covering this event and read a little more on the Wikipedia to see what the prize pool looks like. But 7,500 Australian dollars $7,500 dues transitions to about just under $6,000 US. Not too bad at all for those Australian players. And every Saturday, Max Pax seems to win more food. Gosh, it's either Max Pax or Bly, isn't it? And Max Pax 4 O's hopped and Lero in the grand final. So congrats to Max Pax, who had a nice run there and gets $30 worth of takeout or delivery. Good for him. Not as hungry, though, for the second tournament. Looks like Max Pax didn't enter, completely sated by the money he won in the Empire Dinner section. And Nina bumps herself up to a 4th pizza. Congratulations to Nina with the 3-1 win over Poppy. Snipers StarCraft League under 25, dedicated to pro players who are under 25 as of January 1st. This is going to be really exciting. Obviously, a lot of exciting young players in StarCraft 2. It's interesting to see some of these age division tournaments cropping up to keep the old men out of the game. Let these young kids win all of our money. Please do check this one out with Sniper and S_StarCraft on Twitter. And there's a Discord link in the show notes as well if you want to get a little more information about it. We move from StarCraft 2 then to Brood War with the Russian Cyber Games coming up very soon. They've got the group stages sorted out, and the round of 8 going to be starting on October 14th. So some great names there, obviously. DeWalt, Bonnet, Dandy, BOA, everybody you want for these fantastic games. So keep your eyes peeled for this. A huge prize pool and organized by Roostbrain, who does a lot of good work in the StarCraft 1 community, the Brood War community. Sexy takes out Ample 3-1 in a TVT Grand Finals with the Psystorm Gaming League. Good to see Psystorm doing additional things, including additional support of all the Exxon players that they've sort of absorbed. Psystorm making some big waves. Unless I'm much mistaken, there was a big announcement from Psystorm on Twitter today about a notable Psystorm player coming back. So Sexy taking out Ample in this one, and I'm really hopeful we'll see another Psystorm Gaming Brood War Invitational. The Death Fate Pro League has now been seeded. The round of 24 group stages starting on July 2nd. That's Friday. Hosted by the Spanish caster Death Fate. So check this one out. Again, all the popular names. Excited to see how these players are doing in the Death Fate Pro League. You can see that streamed on Death Fate's channel. Again, all in the show notes. The Brood War G's Weekly happening this Saturday, July the 3rd, with $90 every week. This always brings out the big names, and I expect to see good games again. Excited to see the results of that in next week's This Week in StarCraft. The Brood War Clan League resumes with Soul Gaming taking a very awkward 0-5 against who is that? Whoever that red team with glasses is that looks real suspicious. Or maybe they lost? Actually, I'm not sure. Anyway, the Brood War Clan League is still active, and you can join the Discord if you want to check that out. Matches resume on July the 4th. The ASL 11 Revenge Battle with some big names. Soma taking out JYJ, but we've got Hero and Snow, Larva and Rush, Speed and Stork. Bunch of show matches going on, which should be a ton of fun. Check that one out on StarCast TV. Liga Pro Gaming Bolivia. So a Bolivian-only StarCraft 1 tournament. Had no idea StarCraft 1 was so big in Bolivia. Group selection has already happened. The round of 16 underway now. And is that actually Raynor in the round of 8, or is that just the Italian player who's taken a vacation to Bolivia and decided he'd win some StarCraft 1 money? Well, I see Dark in there as well. I think there's some StarCraft 2 fans sneaking in. Or StarCraft 2 players sneaking into this one. Anyway, it's offline, broadcast by Oli Patrick, and if you see the photos of this, it's been a really cool event. The Korean Pro King of the Hill, Light ended up with some big wins this week. Snow stuck around for 2 matches, and then Light won, it looks like 7 in a row. Congrats to him. Looks like Artosis, Tasteless, and a couple other folks bringing you the King of the Hill. This has been a cool tournament as well. The Alpha Omega Brood War Tournament Series is live, or was live rather, yesterday on Tuesday on Africa TV. We don't have the results of that one. It finished up just before we recorded this, or just after we recorded the segment. But again, DeWalt, Dandy, Ample, and YapZap, a couple great players here. And of course, as always, if you're not supporting the ASL English casting by Tasteless and Artosis, you're missing out. Please do support these guys on Patreon so they can keep bringing us the ASL Brood War action. And the more support they get, the better those broadcasts seem to be. So good to see Tastosis back in the commander's chair, covering the ASL as it happens. And that's going to do it for this week in StarCraft. A short but sweet week. A lot on the horizon, guys. Obviously, everybody really excited for that DreamHack Masters coming up very soon, starting tomorrow. So we'll see you again next week in StarCraft. Bye now.
Shout out to the Pylon show, the greatest show on the internet.